Happy New Year, everyone.
Happy New Year.
Okay, before we start the podcast, I just want to say,
We have a tangent. We're gonna go on real quick.
Gonna make a real difference.
Feed the poor and heal the sick.
Happy New Year. Happy New Year, everyone.
I have some words for you guys.
Woo!
Starting it off like that.
You got New Year's resolutions. Let's not talk about that yet because Hayden wants to say something, but then we'll talk about that.
I mean, this is kind of what inspired what I wanted to talk about is
Perfect.
the spirit of New Year's and the whole resolution thing.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of making resolutions this year,
Yep.
I just wrote down things that I thought inspiring about life. Like kind of like what you guys were saying with like quotes or like words
My little book
to
here.
live by or whatever that kind of thing.
Yeah.
You guys inspired me on previous episodes to do something like that, so I wanted to kick off the pod with some things that'll give you guys the right mindset going into 2020.
Oh, it's
that.
an
I like
inspirational first
that.
podcast of the year. I love it.
I like that. I'm gonna shut my eyes and listen.
I wanted to start off. This is a fun idea that I had. I'm 2 under par today, guys. Do you know what that means?
I'm 2
Are
under
we doing
par.
sayings that don't exist?
No.
I'm 2 under par.
I'm 2
That's
under
a
par.
great positive affirmation, even if you aren't that.
Yeah.
Saying you're 2 under par and embodying it from the first person, like it's already happened. That is how you manifest in
Yeah.
a powerful way.
In this context, though, I actually have like a specific thing that I've been trying since since the new year, and it's basically anytime you have a positive interaction, that's a birdie. Like that's 1 under par. Anytime you have like a neutral interaction, like it's just meh, that's just par.
I can't.
And if you have a negative interaction, like, or if you it looks positive, but in your mind you have any sort of resentment or jealousy or like any of those negative feelings, then that's
bogey.
a bogey.
It's a bogey.
And you just keep track of your running total.
Could even be a double bogey.
I'm actually pretty disappointed with that right now.
Why?
You went with the bogey birdie system when you could have gone with just a solid plus minus. You know,
But-
what's your plus minus today, right?
Or you could have say, I only got birdies. My life's only birdies. I mean, it's only birdies. It's only birdies. No, but I like that system.
You could do it with plus minus. too, I
Imagine
guess.
you wrap up the year and you're plus 359. Like that's a great season.
Anytime, I guess you could look at it like anytime you have an interaction, I'm gonna have a good shift here. You know?
Yeah,
That's what I'm
that
saying,
was a
right?
Great shift.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
Like you get in a bit of a scuffle, you don't like how you acted. You're like, oh, yeah, I took the minus there. I took the dash. That's a -2 for me in that shift alone. God.
Yeah, it doesn't happen to me very often. I don't
don't
do
take
a lot
the
of
dash,
dashes,
no.
but
Wait till
Anyway,
you
I
have
thought that was a
kids.
fun, like almost a fun way to gamify your. And
I do kind of like it.
It's more like just a way to be aware of how you're feeling about conversations and interactions you have with people, even if it's just a smile.
Yeah.
Like, or like someone, like I was at the gym today and someone was using the machine that I wanted to use, and instead of being like, "Ugh," and like kind of moping around or
Get off
whatever,
the machine.
I gave him a smile and a nod,
Yep.
and it's like they knew I was waiting for that machine, and then all of a sudden they were like, oh, I'm gonna like
Oh,
not take my time.
You didn't
that's
say
crazy you just said that. Sorry, one sec.
Yeah,
That's
sure.
crazy you just said that because I was at the gym yesterday,
using
and
someone else's machine.
and I'm never like the guy to go up to someone and be like,
Hey, when are you done?
yeah,
How many
I
sets
never
you
do
got?
that. But I'm
Yeah.
like, why don't I do that? I need to use this machine. This guy's sitting on his phone, scrolling TikTok, and it's the only
and it's the New Year's
chest
people
press-
that
It's
yeah.
the only chest press machine, and there's no one else in the gym. There's like 3 people, and it's on the machine I need. And I go, and I'm like, I know. And this is what happens when you know the guy's in the wrong. He knows he's in the wrong.
Yeah,
Because if you ask someone how many sets they have left, and they say 1,
they know that they're
they know, like, they can't say, oh, 0, here, use the machine, but they know they're in the wrong. And they've been on that machine for 10 minutes already,
yeah.
15.
They could have done 10
Yeah.
sets already of like
so I go,
1 rep.
So I go up to him in a nice way. I'm just like, oh, like, what's going on? Like, he had his headphones in, so it's like an awkward, like, approach.
Oh yeah.
But I'm like, I don't care. Like,
The smile and nod.
Yeah, I was just
And
like,
even if you just point,
yeah,
then it's
yeah,
like
that's a
the
good one. But this
subtle,
one,
yeah.
I wanted to like, I wanted to go up to him because I knew he was scrolling on his phone.
I
the
wanted
whole
to give him
time.
a test.
Mhm.
So I just want to
Gotta
say,
feel
yo,
it.
like, how many more sets you got on it? Oh,
Right.
just one more.
Now-
Perfect. Yeah, no problem. And then you wait, and then you don't leave. You wait.
Yeah.
You wait for that set to be over. And
Breathing
you're like,
heavily.
yeah. And then he he was a good sport about it. Give him a happy New Year's, but
What's the etiquette if someone's in the bathroom doing that? It's like a public bathroom. There's only one stall, and you gotta hop in there. You know, someone's just. You can hear them like laughing at memes.
how many more sets? They're in the public washroom scrolling TikTok. That's crazy.
I think the
You
etiquette
cannot
is
do that.
you peek
cannot
over and
do
look
that.
at what they're watching.
Oh, you just
Hey,
climb up on the urinal and look over
If
the
you're
top.
gonna be on your phone in a public washroom, you better not have your volume up on your TikTok scrolling. And then people do that. I was like baffled. The guy comes in next to me. I'm chilling, and this guy just starts scrolling TikTok. But also, I want to say, if the bathrooms don't have music, that should be criminal. That should not be allowed.
Oh yeah,
If it's silent
in a public bathroom.
in a
yeah.
public bathroom, that is the most worst thing ever.
Yeah, especially like there's a family in there. You know, there's like some children. You want to respect your privacy, right? And
Or
then
it's
it's
just
like
like quiet. If it's too quiet, sometimes
Yeah.
you can't. It's just too quiet, and there's another. No, you guys are both. This is way too silent.
you got
You're at-
IBS, and you
Chippy,
go in there.
You
And
got to make your own music.
You're at the urinal. You're at the urinal, and now you have what's the word I'm looking for? You have stage fright.
yeah.
Oh
Because
yeah.
you guys are both got stage fright, and
Oh.
now it's silent.
I thought it's worse because of the acoustics in the bathroom. Like everything's got that reverb, so it's like you try to cover up, and you're like, ugh. Oh,
Not even that. Even when you're going to pee, even when you're going to go to pee, and it's just like you and another guy, and it's dead silent. And like I'm like, are you gonna go first, or am I gonna get the stream going first?
yeah,
Now neither streams are going, and you're like, do I just walk away even though I still gotta go? This is just too awkward.
Oh man.
Yeah, music in the, like 2024, every bathroom should have some sort of lo-fi hip hop,
yeah.
some sort of
yeah.
jazz music playing.
Whale noises or
Each
something.
urinal you
anything.
can play your own
So
song.
I don't want to go into a silent public bathroom all 2024, and I'm gonna protest everyone.
Yo, I would love like some relaxing like beach noises or something. You know, just like
Yeah, that's what I'm
some
saying.
waves crashing.
Anything's better than dead silence because it's tough stuff out there.
All right, I got a couple more here.
Yep,
You
continue.
guys want to hear them?
I'm just saying with your system, it'd be
Mm-hmm.
great to work it into your life with your relationship, like you know your kids, your wife. You know, wife does something. Oh, you're a +1 today, sweetie. Hey,
Oh,
you brought
Oh.
coffee to me while I'm sitting here. Oh, that's a +1. That's a +1
Or,
for
that's
you.
a bogey, hon. You didn't put any sugar in it.
Oh.
Oh, that's a bogue, hon. That's a double bogue.
She's like, are we doing bogeys or minuses? Did I just take a minus or did it have a bogey? I was like, to be honest, both.
Both.
You got your -1 and a
I
bogey.
think
Oh,
it's good
fine.
to use with people that you are important in your life, but only on yourself, though. I think. is
Oh,
probably
no,
the
I'm
more
gonna
healthy way. Because like if you're just giving them feed, you're almost like trying to train them on what you like or don't like.
You're telling
versus
me.
knowing how you feel about things and interacting in a better way next time.
You're telling me it's not a good idea to start ranking every interaction I have with Sammy.
I think it might be a good idea.
Okay,
I say let's see how it goes.
On that note,
Yeah.
my next one is kind of related to that. If you're gonna give someone your time, give them the best time that you have to offer, as time can only be spent once.
I'm giving that to you guys right now.
Mhm.
Today I said, let me
Mhm.
give the boys the best energy I have on this podcast, and let me bring some mojo.
Yeah.
And I think that's important if you're going to go into a human interaction, is to be there, is to not want to get out, escape the conversation.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm just like, yo, let's just be here for now.
Mm-hmm.
Embrace the silence. If there's a little silence in the convo, don't have to run away from the convo.
Mhm.
Be there. Give them your full energy. Give them your attention.
Make it a better convo.
And
Make
I
it a better
found-
convo. Exactly.
I thought that one was
Bring the
impactful for my mindset because I'll find myself sometimes throughout like whatever just a usual day, I'll have these interactions and I'm like, you know what, I'm with this person, or like just even if it's only for a brief moment. Jeremy's playing music in the background.
John Legend, all of me.
Oh, give all of me.
I'm gonna mute Jeremy. here.
Copyright. Copyright.
Yeah.
All of me, all of you. I give all of me every time.
No, I'm just saying, like, what's your most valuable currency? Time, right?
It's
Yes.
attention, time and attention. Yeah, because you can
Attention
be
is
with.
time. Come on.
Oh, no.
Attention and time, are these the same thing? Let's talk
No,
about
it's
it.
not because I can spend 30 minutes next to my kid and be completely disconnected.
I would say that you're just spending time in the wrong way.
It's time, but it's not attention.
Okay, whatever.
That's
30 minutes. 30
no,
minutes.
I,
30
I,
minutes.
I get what Hayden's saying, because attention, like 30, yeah, you're,
If you're really spending your time the best, you're going to be giving your attention.
I look at my hockey practice that way. When I get on the ice with those kids, I could just like be a warm body, push pucks around, do the bare minimum, get through the practice, right?
Mm-hmm.
No,
But
Jared's gonna be teaching
no.
you inside edge work. He's gonna be teaching you how to toe drag. He's gonna
No, I'm firing the kids up. Like each
Motivation.
of those kids on the ice matter to me, right? So when they do something, I let them know.
Damn right they
I
do.
get excited. Like I challenge them.
That's a good tip for the coaches.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I get down and I talk to them and
Oh,
you know, if they do something wrong, I say
give it to
no. It's like back in line. You can do better. You can
No,
do
that's
better.
it.
I let
That's
them
the
know
only
that,
way.
right?
That's the only way. You got to be positive.
Yeah.
And you have to, make them want to be there. Like if the kid doesn't want to be there, they're gonna not have fun. They're not gonna learn anything. They're not gonna listen to you.
But
Because
they
they turn their ears off. They're like,
they
I don't wanna
like
listen
it.
to coach.
You know, there's these ADHD kids, and you just blow the whistle, and they do whatever they want. You're like, no, get back in line, do it right. And they're like, what? Oh, coach actually cares?
He's actually paying.
coach
attention to
actually
me. He's
cares?
actually paying attention to
Yeah,
me. He's giving me
exactly.
time.
Yeah. And then he does, and then the kid does it right, and you go, yes, I like that. Everyone you see what he just did right there?
Oh,
Let's all
Jer.
do that. Let's all do. And then the
Yeah.
kid's like fired up. He's, yeah, I did it right, and coach told everyone.
You should have
Right?
seen the speech I delivered on Saturday. It was the greatest speech I've ever had in my entire life. So I was doing a tournament on the Saturday there,
Oh yeah.
and they were like, "Oh, come in and deliver us a speech." I'm like, "All right." Like, so I got like 3 coaches watching me. I got the whole team.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Pressure.
What do? I get it started. I get it started early by getting them involved. You know, I found a little foam roller. I passed it to the one kid. I said, "Tell me one thing you're gonna do this game to help get a win." Boom. And then look a teammate in the eye across the room, say their name, pass it to him, and then that teammate. So I went all the way around the room, gave everyone a chance to speak, right? Because now everyone's like, "Oh, when's that thing coming to me?" And now
Yeah,
they want to
they-
be paying. They're like a little bit You get a little nervous. So you get
Yep,
a little
yep,
more attentive.
yep.
They get to the room, and then boom, where does it land at the end?
Back to you.
Closer.
Yeah.
All right, and then it came to the closer at the
Closing
end.
time.
It was closing time for Coach Chip, and I was like a stand-up comedian out there. I was just, I literally said, just like kind of what Coach Chippy's do. Like I knew I had the room. I go, Coach Chippy's control, just like Coach Chippy's controlling the room right now.
Oh yeah.
Okay, everyone, you see how Coach Chippy just took? I didn't see how Coach Chippy just took control of this room. I want you guys. It was jokes.
To take
And
control of the
had
game.
I looked at the coaches. I had them dying too. I was like, coaches, the coaches are taking notes on this speech right now because that's all. It was hilarious, and I was like, this is
What age group
what I
was
want to
it?
do.
Dialed.
They were
in.
like,
dialed.
they were 12.
Oh, okay, that's the perfect
14.
And
age.
thus he started his career as guest coach.
Yeah.
Inspirational
guest speaker, guest coach.
Guest
Yeah.
coach.
Inspirational
yeah.
guest coach. You can book him now.
The Leafs need ya.
I was like, I was like, oh, this is kind of stand up. Like I took control of that room. I was like, I could be nervous here, but no.
You're working the crowd.
Oh,
I
yeah.
worked the crowd, and I was looking. Now I had all the kids involved, so I was looking at them, and I said, you know, what is a positive mind equal? Then I look at the kid in the eye, and then he says something. I'm like, you know what I mean? And it's like, okay,
Yeah.
the kids now, because
Good.
now it's like, is coach gonna like
They can't
make me answer a question?
They
Like I
can't
got
start putting on their shin pads or something, right? They have to be paying attention.
no, you have them on edge, and that's how I realized you have to have them on that little like, oh, is he gonna?
And they're not
And
going
now,
to say.
and now you have control. And now you have kind of have that control to like make jokes and stuff. And
What was the best answer? Like the one that caught you off guard. What are you gonna do to win the game? Because I'd be like, I'm gonna
like,
stay on the bench so he
think-
gets more ice
I
time.
think he said, I'm not gonna get suspended or something. I'm not gonna punch someone in the head. And I was like, yeah, tone it. And then it was funny. I was like, yeah, tone that back. Tone that back. You know what I mean? I was like, I was flowing.
That's
it was like one of the
great.
greatest speeches I've ever delivered.
maybe go like this. Just punch in the chest
That,
instead.
that reminds me of when I had Mason mic'd up. He was like 4 years old or whatever, and some kid like takes the puck off of him, and I don't know. He just like lets him, right. So Mason, what do you do if someone takes the puck off you? Like he comes to the bench, right? I'm like, what are you gonna do if someone takes the puck off you? He's like, I'm gonna crack him in the. Not crack him in the head. I was like, oh, okay, yeah. Don't crack him in the head.
Don't crack him in the head.
Don't crack him in the head. Yeah,
Yeah.
good.
All right. Do you guys want to hear another one?
Let's
or-
go.
Let's go. Give me another one. We're flowing off these.
Yeah, this was kind of like my, if any of them were a resolution, this is like my resolution. It's the only day that matters is yesterday, and how you can be better today.
1% better every single day. I like that.
So and like the reason that I
BED.
wrote that is because I'll tend to focus on how I've done in the past like week or two, and like what I want to get done in the next month to year. Like I'm thinking in the past and future, right? But if you only think about what you did yesterday and what you can do better, then eventually you're gonna make progress on the things that
Oh,
you want to
yeah.
accomplish, right?
yeah.
And
That's
that's like
beautiful.
the best. Like works for the gym, works for like if you have any passions you want to pursue, you put more time into it, or it even works with how you interact with the people that are important to you, right? Like if you're, how can I be a better boyfriend, better husband, you know,
Mm, I
better
like
son,
that.
right? So
1% better. Just 1% better from the day before. That's it. Yeah, you don't want to get too ahead of yourselves with setting these crazy goals. Like 1% better just might be not stopping at McDonald's on the way home and making
yeah,
some eggs.
healthy choices.
That's
yeah.
1%. But if you had McDonald's yesterday, 1% better is not stopping at McDonald's.
yeah.
Going home and making food. Like you don't have to do this crazy. You're
Mhm.
just getting 1% better. You're not having to make these
Or if
crazy.
you say you're doing um, like stretches or a jog in the morning or something.
Yeah.
1% better is being more mindful about what you're doing and being more engaged in it and getting the
Yes.
most out of it.
Yes.
One thing, even if there's other things that aren't as good, you're 1% better in one thing.
Exactly.
for
I
me,
like that.
It's hard to combine, like, because there's so many things you can improve on at once, right? I'm like, oh, I want to wake up early, and then I want to get my stretches in, and then work out, and then do the cold plunge, and then make a healthy breakfast. And it's like, then you wake up, but your kid's already awake, and you're like, oh, and then you hear the baby yelling upstairs, like, oh, I better go get her, and then you got to change diapers, and oh, now I got to feed the kids, all that stuff,
And now
right?
you haven't accomplished what you.
No,
Just like
the personal
said,
time
yeah.
has been given to the children, which is fine, to the family. But I'm just trying to combine those. So I wanted to work out. The kids are home for the holidays, right? I'm like, you know what, kids? They were watching TV or whatever. They try to give them like half an hour or whatever, keep them happy. But I'm like, kids, you've been watching enough TV. Let's go all work out. We brought them all down to the gym. It was a little chaotic. It was a little chaotic, but I still got a decent, like, something I could feel
Still
good
got a little
about.
pump.
Mhm.
Still got a little
Yeah.
pump. You got a
Little pump, little pump.
little mirror flex.
And you know what's great?
Yeah.
Mason hopped on the Peloton. He rode that thing for like half an hour straight.
Yeah, he did.
That's great for him.
Yeah.
Right, to start the morning.
Yeah,
8
he
years
did.
old, and you get
the
him on the
blood
Peloton.
pumping, yeah.
Oh yeah, great for him. Great for
That's
his
great.
mental and physical health. And then it's kind of they're seeing me doing something. They're doing it. You got the 2-year-old; she's doing it as well. And then sometimes I'm just feeling like, oh, I need a little stretch. You can lift weights, you can stretch. What I was doing is just full out brawls with the children, just like WWE.
That's awesome.
Like Sunday Night
Just
Lights.
ragdolling them.
I pick them
Just
up. I'm
ragdoll 'em.
chalking them. It's so, like, you know how good it is for you to lift like a 50-pound child and just throw them?
Yeah.
Right? That's like a
just
full
toss 'em
body-
through the
it's-
wall.
I tend to aim for the softer
That's
things.
what all
like
the holes in the drywall were.
No, like you
Yeah,
got to
Jared,
set
I was
up.
like, well,
and
I
I-
was wondering the same thing.
you set up a nice landing pad, put all the couches and blankets.
Need
and
like a foam pit or something.
here's the thing, though. They loved it. They love it. Every day we've just been having massive
Oh,
family
yeah.
fights.
There you go.
And
That's
like I'm
amazing.
picking up Mace, I'm spinning around in circles, and then Briar comes running at me. And she's like, me. Oh, okay. So I chuck Mace and I pick her
Oh.
up. She wants it too, right? And she's coming, right?
slam her.
do roundhouse kicks and
Yeah, like that sounds
Yeah.
so
and,
fun.
and every once in a while I let them just attack me, and then I'm like, oh no, and they
You let them win.
oh yeah,
morale.
they think it's
and then you
hilarious.
get explosive again. Thanos comes back.
Yeah.
and
Like Olivia comes up
You
and just
thought-
like she just barely touches me like that, and I go flying into the couch. Oh,
WWE style.
they're all laughing. That's good. It's good. It's like it's a nice little 20-minute workout.
But yeah, for you, Jer, like you said, the thing that becomes a challenge for you is you're like, I want to do this, I want to do this, I want to do this.
Mm-hmm.
And then when your life
Life happens.
derails those things,
Yep.
then all of a sudden you're feeling, oh, I didn't get to do this, I didn't get to do this, I didn't get to do this. Instead of that, think about, okay, well, yesterday I still had these kids. They're still doing all this stuff.
Mhm.
How can I be a little bit better than yesterday with all those things happening?
Yeah.
It's like, and then eventually it'll just become habit, all the little things that you're doing. Right.
Yep.
And then you don't need to do it all at once. It's just
No.
like you did. Okay. Well, today the kids, they always get up early. So I'm going to get up a little earlier, do a cold,
Into the clock.
beat them to the clock.
Oh,
There's one
Jer.
thing. Then the next
Earlier,
day,
buddy.
You know what else feels great
Not
though?
getting up earlier enough.
You know what else feels great?
Earlier enough.
Sleep in it.
Earlier enough.
earlier.
Holy.
It's a trade-off.
early enough.
All right. I got one more if you guys like.
Let's go.
Let's go.
I wrote this one a while ago, actually. When life feels heavy, imagine being old and you've been granted a random day of your life to relive.
Oh,
Oh, I like that.
So when you're feeling
heavy
down,
is the ocean. Only
I don't even know. Like what day? Maybe Disneyland with the kids or something?
No,
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 no.
no, 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 no,
No,
no, no.
when
no.
you're
You said
feeling
when you're feeling heavy,
Yeah.
Imagine that you're old and you've just been granted the opportunity to relive the day that you're
that's
in.
fire.
The day right now.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
day right
I
now.
got
is
you,
random
I got
day
you.
and the random
this
day
is
is
this is the day. Okay.
Yeah.
Because then what would you do, right? Jeremy's like, I gotta leave here.
Screw you guys, I'm going home. Oh wait, I am home.
I just found that was a good way to
No, I like that.
recenter and feel grateful for what you have and appreciate, like, because like you can't all of a sudden just because you're thinking that way, you can't all of a sudden go and like, oh, I'm gonna go and do the dream that I never did. No, but you have to appreciate what you did have.
Yeah. What I'm really taking away from all of this is it's just like devote yourself to each moment you have, right? Really be the best at whatever you're doing at that moment,
Mhm.
and then you can feel good at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
amazing. And for me, like the New Year's resolution, I wasn't
Did you make one?
on the craft this year. I said I'm heading into the new year on the right. Like I started New Year's a week before New Year's.
Oh
Went to
yeah.
the gym every single day.
There you go.
11:30. My
Yep.
buddy OJ and I 5K run into the new year.
Nice.
We made a song too.
Nice.
An hour into the new year.
Beauty.
Just started creating. Just started the new year. Just doing the same good habits that I was doing a week before. And I was like, I want to go into the new year, not start the new year
That's called hitting the ground running.
hitting the ground running. And I felt like hit the ground running this new year, and it was getting creative. I feel inspired, feel motivated. My mind feels a lot more clear than it did the latter half of the year for sure.
Mhm.
That's good.
There's definitely things I still need to check off my list that I haven't got done. But
It's only day 3.
it's only day 3, and there's been a gym every single day. There's been journaling every single day,
Love it.
and there's been a creation every single day. So for me, it was hit the ground running. We're not gonna do this new year, new me thing. No, we're just gonna keep flowing. We're gonna keep
New year,
1%
same
better. 1% better.
Yeah.
Some people they love the New Year's resolution. Some people are like, it's not for me.
Oh,
No.
the New Year's resolutions, like unless they're like unless you're embodying it, like I don't think it's gonna last. Like I
Yeah,
feel
no.
like it's a
Resolution-
lifestyle.
Resolution as a word itself
Yeah.
is a setup for a mental failure.
Yes,
It's hard
yes.
to do like a whole year of something, right? So I did love the idea of New Year resolutions just because it's just like a mark, like a
A way to,
benchmark.
time to reflect.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it's like you look back at last year and look forward to the new year. Of course, you could do that at any point within a year,
Mhm.
right? But it's just like kind of draws more attention to it. So I really enjoyed doing that, looking back at what I've done, and then just taking a few moments to plan for, what do I want to do? What could I improve on, right? What I found worked the best for me, and I didn't do it this year, but like in previous years, I found this worked really well, is instead of using the entire year as like, I'm going to do this, I tried every month to come up with like a new theme,
Mhm.
right? So, okay, this month.
Yeah, I
I'm gonna-
remember you were talking about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like be more dedicated. This month, be more organized. This month, just kind of give something to focus on.
Mm.
Yes.
And try to improve that one area of your life type of thing.
I
Best-
will-
The best comparison you could do each year over year is comparing your daily habits.
Yeah.
I think,
Yeah.
like in your daily mindset about things.
You are what you repeatedly
Because like
do.
if you write down how you feel, everyone should do this right now. Actually, write down on a piece of paper what your daily habits are, what your mindset is like for the next week, like the first week of January.
Mhm.
Then compare that to next year, 2025.
Oh.
I also want to add here, it's not, don't do it when you have to do it. So like for me, I had this big event on Saturday, and of course I wake up, I listen to positive affirmations, I meditate.
Mhm.
It's almost like instead of like it was like a little bit selfish. So I'm doing it when I need to do it because I know
Mm.
today's a big day, and I need to do it today because I'm heading into an-
Otherwise, you won't function as well.
I'm heading
in
into
it.
an event, and
Yeah.
it's my event. People are showing up to see me. I need to be on. Whereas every day, it's a little selfish to just not like
like
what I mean?
selfish to
Like-
yourself. You
or
think?
just like to
like
the
you're
world.
doing it. You're doing
Like
it
I'm
for
doing it
everyone.
I'm only doing it today because it's my day, my event,
Right.
instead of treating every day like that. Even if
I got you.
it's just a Monday, like it's just a normal day, like
Mm.
waking
Right.
up, doing my positive affirmations, like
I almost think it's a disservice to yourself.
yeah,
Like because in my mind, actually, by doing it like that, you're only prepping yourself and using your full positive attitude towards other people, like externally. versus
I
doing
gotcha.
it as a pattern to feel that way inside
Yes.
more. You
And
know?
I think it's both, because me not
guess,
doing that
yeah, it's like
on a daily basis is
two-sided.
me not showing up for the world in the best way I can.
right.
So it is like a little selfish in that sense of like, if I don't do these affirmations today, the person I see at the gym,
Mm-hmm.
I might not even interact with, or like, because I went into that day like just with an abundance of positive energy I want to spread.
Right.
Whereas I should be doing that every single day when I'm at the gym, smiling. Like, there's days where I'm
We've
just like,
talked about that
yeah.
before, and like how good that is for yourself. Too,
How
though,
it's
right?
how
amazing.
great
Yeah.
is it for everyone around you though?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if us three spent every day together with this amount of positivity, we'd eventually boost each other up so much.
Mhm.
Like it'd be like we just keep on, everybody just keeps on boosting. Maybe
climbing
Yeah.
the ladder.
I come
yeah.
in feeling a little down, but you two are around, you're bringing me up, and I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, now I'm, and then vice versa. And
oh, it's important. And I think
you put it out, you get it back, and then if you create a group of people doing the same thing, now everybody's
That's
Oh,
that's
awesome.
Puck Daddy.
I want to
you
touch
go.
on this. I want to touch on this topic because it was beginning of the new year, and we were on a 5K run, Oliver and I, and we started saying Happy New Year's to everyone that walked by us on the sidewalk. Happy New Year.
Right.
They'd say it back. Happy New Year. They'd smile and say it back. We were engaging it. We
Mhm.
were giving our energy away, and then they gave some energy back.
Mhm.
But then we also noticed on the run the people that like didn't say anything back,
Mm-hmm.
and then like or just didn't acknowledge us, or like we ended up giving them a negative. We'd say, "Oh, he's not flowing." You're like, "Oh, he wasn't flowing," right? So
having
we,
deja vu here, Chippy.
yeah, I know. I just talked to Jared about
Okay.
this, and
Wait, didn't you start the podcast with this?
No, before.
no, it was
Oh,
before
it was
the
before?
Yeah, it was before
Yeah.
the podcast.
Okay, I didn't know if we recorded or not.
No.
Okay.
No, so then so it was like the negative, like we gave him a negative because he gave us it. Like, so the world's a reflection.
Right.
That
Right.
was the concept for the song we made after the run.
Mm.
And it was the idea of like we were giving energy back, the world was reflecting back with a smile, saying everyone that we said Happy New Year to did, and then the people that didn't, we ended up like their reflection was negative. So he's not flowing. We gave him a
Right.
negative,
Mm.
and it was like that. But that was him that
Was putting that energy
so
to
he,
you, and you
like,
were reflecting it back.
yeah. So
yeah.
it was like interesting. The world's a reflection of you, and that was the concept of the song. And it was, your world's a reflection. Like be who you want to be. Like if you want to have positive interactions, you got to be positive. And
I like that. The world is your reflection.
how crazy is that?
That's a good saying.
It
yeah.
really,
It's a banger.
it really
It's
is.
a
though.
banger song.
Have
I'm
you
not gonna lie to you.
ever noticed? Okay, so anyone who has if you've gone through public school, high school, college, workforce, all that stuff, you will notice that the people who say and this is the one red flag for me when I was younger, you on like Facebook or whatever, and you see someone's post, oh, I hate drama so much. It's like what they put is like their profile, like their bio.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I hate drama. That person
Yeah,
is involved in a lot of
yes,
drama.
it's projection.
It's like, oh, I hate drama. That person hates drama because they are the dramatic. They just invite it in their lives, and they always talk about how other people are so dramatic. Blah blah blah.
It's the
right?
projection. It's like the
Yeah.
ultimate. It's that one's
Yeah.
hilarious. Or it's when I'm on a call with someone. Oh, I am the most generous person
Hmm.
you'll ever meet.
Yeah.
Oh, are you now, Bretta? Have you ever heard of projection?
Yeah.
That sounds a lot to me
How's
like
your life-saving sound? I'll take it.
That's exactly.
I mean, that's not bad to throw out. Like, oh, I'm generous. I like.
But it's
that.
also
Hell
a little
no. You know,
like
I don't-
pretentious.
I'm not like
A little bit.
I'm generous. I'm never gonna tell anyone I'm generous. Like you just are or you're not. You don't go saying I am the most generous person.
Right,
Like,
right,
I am
right.
the most loyal person in the
Oh
world.
yeah. No,
It is-
that is a little bit.
It is
like
kind of
that.
tough to like. I feel like you're right. If you're like actually genuinely generous,
Yeah.
then you kind of also have to be humble. Because
Yeah.
if you're not humble, or like you're not asking for,
It's
you're not wanting
selfish.
anything in back, but it's a selfish because you want the attention.
Yeah,
And like
he
you're
did-
not really generous if all you're doing is like attention seeking.
Yeah, so that's what he was trying to get. He was trying to get validation.
Yeah, yeah.
And he's trying to like, and I'm just like, yeah, that's like,
Well, he's trying to win you over or something,
oh, but
right?
yeah, no, so
Yeah.
exactly, and I'm like, okay, like I'm reading you like a book, brother. You know what I mean? Oh, that's great. But I just know, and I go into my journal and I write about it.
Yeah,
right? And
yeah.
and it's like, you're not gonna maybe cause a scene on. I'm not gonna call him out. Like,
Yeah.
oh, you're projecting right now. Like, I mean, you
That-
could joke around and say, oh, are you
That's-
projecting? Like,
That's a good point because like I like to give back, but I don't like to really like
Boast about it.
I don't keep like a tally and then like say I've done this and done this and done this
Yeah.
and
How
given
generous
this and
I am.
right
I'm
like
the most generous guy on this world.
Right,
I
yeah.
don't say that. You're not, brother.
Like,
You're not the most generous person.
I-
So stop that right now.
I forget when I even have done things. Someone tagged me. These guys in Kenya have started a hockey league in a small little square rink, and the guy tagged me in it. And I was like, "Oh, Ali, he tagged me in this post," and it's a picture of all these kids on the Kenya ice team that just started hockey, and they all have mowed hockey sticks.
yeah, that's sick.
And I'm looking, I was like, "How did they get those sticks?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, I forgot that I'd driven and met someone like it was like 3 or 4 years ago in Toronto and just gave them a ton of sticks and they flew over and delivered them." I was like, "Oh okay, very." So it's like
Are you projecting right now? By
I
telling
am.
us
Yeah,
that?
I'm telling the story
You're
now.
So generous, Jared. Like,
Yeah.
You help so many people.
No,
No, but it's all.
It's just one of those things that
good
like
too.
I forgot that I had even done it, and then like it was a nice little thing. I was like, "Oh yeah, yeah."
Some
But
a
it's also
small gesture
inspires.
goes a long way for certain like
Yeah.
right
That
like
inspires people too.
I mean, that is the thing. So like I donated some sticks over the New Year's or over the holidays, and I posted on my Instagram, obviously, because I'm like, this was cool, it was fun, it was a great moment, and I'm also trying to hype up Heroes Hockey and
it's
get
positive.
inspire
It's
more people.
It's inspiring, and it's
Mhm.
that's what it is, and exactly, and it's just you got to be careful if you're doing business with someone. Just when they tell you they're the most loyal person on earth, just be careful with that guy. That's all I'm saying. Be
Yeah.
careful.
Talking about discipline, I just want to throw something out there. I always loved this definition of discipline. I think this really can go out to kids because you got to get that mindset nice and early. Discipline is doing something you don't want to do so that you're able to do something you want to do.
right.
Right? Like
It's amazing.
that's discipline. Like you want to be like a great musician or you want to be the fastest kid in your school or you want to have the best shot on your team. There's going to be times where you don't want to work towards that. You just want it. You want to be the fastest because it'd be cool,
Mhm.
right? But the most disciplined kids are like, okay, it's say 6 a.m. and I don't want to wake up early and train, or I don't feel like doing what you need to do. But you're going to go out there and you're going to do it anyways, even when you don't feel like it, because you're doing the things you don't want to do, so you can do the things you want to do.
That delayed gratification actually can be over time. Like if you're disciplined,
Mhm.
like going to the gym, training, reading, all this stuff over time, it starts as a discipline, like you're saying.
Yeah.
But then it shifts into like not an addiction, but like that's just what you.
Habit,
That's who
positive
you are
habit.
now.
That's
Yeah.
a good habit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like Bedard.
Yeah,
Growing up, like he was probably disciplined for like
dude.
like a few odd days here and there, but at the end of the day, that's just who he was.
People like McDavid and Bedard are just, I swear they're just built different. Like
And
their
Coach- and
minds
Coach
just
Chippy.
operate. Yeah, and Chippy
Chippy,
forgot to add.
Thank you.
Forgot one person from the top three.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
It was just like hearing stories from McDavid from like his mom when I did that interview, and then also I was just watching a post about Bedard. Basically, his dad was the best dad in the world. He lets him rollerblade in the house. Like they have like an island in their in the kitchen,
and the
right?
mom's like,
and he's just ripping around full tilt
right.
in his rollerblades at like 9 years old. Sammy, oh my gosh, like Mason shoots like one foam puck down in the basement. He's like, "Stop that! It's so loud." I'm like, "Sammy, no, allow it.
Yeah.
Please, just let him.
I'll re-drywall the whole basement.
Yeah, just let him."
Like, mate, like I don't want to have to pay for Coach Chippy lessons to like I don't need to improve
So-
Mace's shot. I can't afford Coach Chippy's
So
hour ice time.
I'm showing Sammy this video of Bedard just doing crossovers around the kitchen in his rollerblades with his hockey stick, right? And she's like, "Oh yeah, what am I reading the text here?" I was like, "No, watch this video." Huh? Who is that? I was like, "Just watch." And she like didn't get it. I'm like, "Sammy, Bedard," I was like, was doing backwards crossovers in the kitchen in his rollerblades. Like, let's not shut down. Like, and then his
Creativity.
exactly right. And then Bedard's dad, he's like, he's like, there were no rules. And then his
And the mom
and his
goes,
mom's like,
"Ah."
well, I think that was more you. Like, and he's like, yeah, but like, you can't stop that. Like, you can't stop that desire,
Yeah.
right? But I think Bedard had it in spades, like way more. Like if
Yeah.
Mason was like as dedicated as
Wasn't Bedard's or aren't Bedard's parents like athletes as well?
oh, probably yes.
I think they were pro athletes in some
Oh yeah,
thing. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
interesting.
But-
I want to say a little just last on that.
Yeah.
It's like yin and yang.
Yep.
So whatever causes you pain will lead to pleasure, and whatever gives you pleasure will eventually cause you pain.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude.
It's amazing. If you really think like so
No.
if
Yes, you can't overindulge.
you like so if you go like right now I could go, you go smoke some weed, right? Or you go drink some alcohol. It's gonna feel great right now. It's gonna give you pleasure right now, but it's gonna lead to a
Anything, dude. Like
pain
I
tomorrow.
like coffee. If I drink too much coffee, if I start, I love coffee, 10 a day. Uh-oh.
Well, then at the end of the day,
Yeah.
when you fall off, the caffeine drop off,
Mhm.
but vice versa, you go to the gym, you get your muscles are sore, your pain, but it's gonna lead to a more fulfilling day. You get more energy. So so look for things that are gonna give you pain in the short term.
There's different levels to it as well,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like some pain,
Well, it's yin and yang.
yeah,
It's like there's
it's
like
balance.
it's balancing. There's
Yeah.
there's got to be like there's both, and life, death.
That was a
Happy,
great
sad.
start to the pod, boys.
Yeah, that was an
Solid-
amazing
solid
35
30.
minutes of
Yeah.
wisdom.
The last
The Puck Daddies.
the last bit from that Bedard story is I think they had a trip to Hawaii and he was like 12 years old. And he said the only way I'm going to go on this vacation is if he's allowed to bring his rollerblades and his hockey stick.
Yeah.
Right.
And they've got footage of him and like
Jer, everyone listening watched the same documentary. bro.
no, they didn't, dude. No.
Yeah, it was right before the
Anyone
World Juniors
listening to
last
this
year.
podcast
Yeah.
watched the documentary, and I think we've seen it 5 times.
Wow, reminder
Hey,
time.
this-
Reminder
We
time.
saw
alright.
he was in Hawaii with the stick. The mom, they set up the little shooting pad in the backyard. The neighbor said, "Oh, it's not. It doesn't sound right when he's not shooting pucks." Okay, we saw the doc. Okay, we saw the doc, Jer.
Meanwhile, there's Pavel Barber. He was in Vancouver renting a place, and the best thing he posted. Oh no, he's posted a lot of great things on his Instagram. But one of the funniest ones was he posted a handwritten note from his neighbor, and it's like, every single day it sounds like a nail gun, bop, 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 for hours and hours. It never stops.
That's hilarious. Barb's putting the work in.
Well, because he was like 20, right? But he's still working on his hands, and like it does. Like,
Oh,
he's got
oh,
the quick hands, bop, 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 and he's like in a busy, like he's not in a
Community, yeah.
he's in a busy community.
It's
like,
probably
subdivision.
echoing off of the buildings.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
Just got those mitts on
and
lock.
yeah, he's probably just got the headphones on, just dialed in, and the neighbors sitting there trying to read like
Ba, 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 ba. Heel toe, heel toe, heel toe, heel toe.
ting, bop, 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 ting, ting, bop, 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 tunk, tunk, tunk.
Oh, that's
jokes.
gold. Yeah.
It sounds like a construction site every day for 3 hours. Right?
That's jokes.
That's gold. Speaking of gold, yeah, sorry to bring it up, but Canada's not winning gold, boys.
Looks like Hayden's prediction is pretty accurate. What'd you say? Did you find it? It was
I was
Sweden-
like half joking. I said it was going to be Czechia bronze, Sweden silver, USA gold.
completely accurate. That
Well-
could be it. I honestly think it
Well,
could
no,
be.
because Sweden's playing
No.
USA in the semifinal.
No. I got it wrong.
Oh,
Yeah. It's let me get it. I screenshotted it to you.
how funny would that be?
I'll give you guys some time to talk here, but
Sure.
I got opinions
chipsters.
on
Yeah,
this
Chippy's
World
got a
Junior.
lot of thoughts
I've
on
been
this. I can
taking-
imagine.
World Juniors has been mine this year. I'm
Okay.
not gonna lie to you boys.
So Sweden is playing Czechia, and USA is playing Finland.
Oh,
So
so it is possible.
yes, basically, if USA wins and then Sweden wins, I thought that it was these two playing and these two playing. I got
Oh,
it wrong. So it's USA could play Sweden
oh
for
my
gold.
God! Imagine I got
And then-
I
and then
nailed it on the
Czechia
head.
I think you could.
That's hilarious.
I don't think we could be friends.
Basically, Czechia would have to beat Finland in the
Bronze
for
medal game.
bronze.
Yeah.
kind of
So
game.
both these teams lose.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
Czechia and Finland lose, which is like USA is the most dominant team. Sweden is playing great. But
Are they?
they have
They
the
almost
refs on
lost
their
to
side.
Swiss, brother.
Yeah,
because
They should have. Actually, they should have lost that game. I can't believe
if it weren't
Swiss
for the
didn't
refs.
if they didn't finish that in overtime. They had two nasty.
And that 2-minute
games.
penalty,
I said
Oh,
the,
don't
the
don't get me
spearing, and then they
started.
turned it into
I-
slashing.
what I'm
Could
saying.
not believe my eyes.
What I'm saying, USA is the best in the tournament.
Mhm.
Sweden would be second, and then I'd say Finland. If they meet Sweden, that could be a problem because they have that rivalry.
Right.
But yeah,
I couldn't believe my eyes at the
If
reffing
Czechia
of this
beat
tournament.
Canada, though, then like they should have a shot to beat whoever. You know, That's what you'd think.
Czechia tied states, and they went to a shootout, and they
true,
pretty
true.
much almost won the shootout, and
Yep.
then they didn't. But the reffing in this tournament has been the highlight.
oh,
this
it's been crazy.
Which
Here-
team's your favorite?
Hey, wait.
The
Here-
refs or the?
Oh my God.
Here's the reffing, right? I'm reffing the World Juniors. I see something, 5-minute major. just so I can go to the computer and make sure and then double check. They're just calling everything a major.
You cannot call.
Literally, how about this? How about this?
That little
5 minute major.
5 minute major.
poke
It's
they
like-
call 5 minute
It's
is
ridiculous.
that's a ridiculous call. That's the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen in hockey.
It's
Less than 2 minutes to go
yes.
in an elimination game,
Right when
and this
that
guy gave him a little poke.
right when
He said, "I'm gonna give him a little poke."
the arm went up, I'm like, what are you doing?
But he
Put
called a
your arm in.
5. You shouldn't be allowed to call a 5
Here's
and then take it to a. It should be
Nothing.
5 or nothing. You
Yeah.
can't take it to a 2. I mean, if you call a 5, it's either a 5 or not.
Here's the problem. He created a problem, and I was saying this to Hayden. We were watching it up here in the loft. Right when he put his arm up, right? Oh, now you got to call a penalty, right? And he called a 5, so he had a chance to call it back. But he gets in that little booth with his buddy, right? And did he do something with his stick to the player? Yeah, he did. Okay, well, can we just say there's no penalty? Well,
No, because then everyone's gonna be
right.
pushing.
If we
around.
say no penalty on the call, then you just said to every player on every team and the coaches, you're allowed to do this now, right? You're allowed to do this.
You are allowed to do that. You are allowed to do
Yeah,
that.
but like
You are allowed to do that.
It's-
That's what I'm saying. You are allowed to do that. It's hockey. Do you know how much stuff didn't get called at the last 10 minutes of that game?
Yeah.
Cross checks, trips,
oh,
interference.
hitting from behind, the
Interfere
couple,
both sides.
Yeah.
You cannot call that. That's a
it's ridiculous.
absolute no go. You rescind that call. I don't.
The thing is,
He didn't do. I think he went like this. He went like this. Oh, my stick a little high.
no, it's like a little like, hey buddy. It's like a little, hey buddy.
And
Hey,
not
bud.
even that. That's even too hard. He didn't even touch him. He didn't
Yeah.
touch him.
No, it was ridiculous. It was ridiculous. It was like a, yo, what's up? Like a,
Is that the worst call in the history of hockey?
it's got to be. Yeah,
It's
It-
pretty
it's-
soft.
it's
it was
absolutely
like
horrendous.
it was like, hey bud, you're not gonna get away going near my net, and he just gave him like
He
a
didn't-
little.
It
love
wasn't even
tap.
like it was like a dangerous, like he was angry. It was just like kind of like, oh, like a little sniff my stick.
Yeah.
You know, it was a sniff my
And
stick.
The problem is
And it-
that the ref called it and then took it to the booth and then looked it on video. Now you're calling so much attention. You can just let it slide. You just let it slide. No one would have cared. No coach
No one would have even
right?
noticed.
Yes.
Oh,
If
yeah.
he didn't put his arm up, no coach would be like, "What the?"
Even the player didn't care.
no.
The player was skating away, and he pushed him in the back, and he probably was just like,
oh,
oh.
he turned and was like, oh, like what was that? Like the punches you get away with punches in the
Yeah.
last 2 minutes of the game.
Oh,
to
yeah.
the face.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You get
You get away with a lot.
They should just call them both, even if the other guy didn't do anything. Like you just assume, oh, he did it. It's 4-on-4.
Okay. Embellishment.
Yeah, 4 minutes
Yeah,
for
and
roughing both of them.
Embellishment.
Yeah, yeah.
Embellishment.
But I'm-
Exactly. They both of them should have got a call
If
there.
you're gonna make a bad call, just make 2 bad calls to clear it out.
Sweden gets the power play. They kill that power play off. And then I'm actually more perplexed with the penalty that was in overtime.
Oh my god.
You don't call that in overtime.
Oh.
Yeah, that is not a call in overtime. He hooked him. Yeah, it was a hook.
It was-
In the
it kinda
first
got
period,
caught.
in the first period of a regular season game,
Yeah.
Yeah.
not in 3-on-3 overtime, 5 minutes left after you've already called the worst call ever in the history of the game, and now you're giving them a power play to finish the.
To be fair, though,
Oh,
The
terrible.
refs wanted to
In
be
a-
VIP in the club, eh?
They
in a
wanted to be
vacuum.
VIP in the club, and that's exactly the crowd went crazy.
in a vacuum, though, aside from that weird, like spearing, slashing scenario, I would be more inclined to see reffing go more towards that route where they're just calling everything that happens
Yeah.
versus all of this judgment of like
I
whether it's
completely
overtime,
disagree.
whether it's this, is it a penalty or not?
No,
I'm gonna throw
less
something out
penalties
there.
is always better.
I'm gonna throw something out there. I watched Ottawa versus Montreal, the PWHL, Professional Women's Hockey League.
Yeah, that started on the first,
Yeah,
right?
started a few days ago. I threw on the game last
I
night.
watched a little bit of the first game.
Yeah.
It was good hockey.
Here's what really surprised me is,
The physicality.
yeah, it was getting rough. It was getting nasty. They were throwing up because there's no contact. That's a penalty, right?
Well, I think the
But
rules.
the refs are just
I
like,
think there in the rules there is.
There's contact,
There's
no body
yeah,
checking.
It's no body
Yeah.
checking, but there's definitely like
They run,
Right.
they
It's
run into each
physical.
other along the boards and pinch each other off aggressively.
yeah.
But there's no like shoulder on shoulder.
open
body-
ice,
open ice
slams.
hits.
I would argue it was more aggressive than a lot of because like in the NHL there's still that like pushing and shoving, but it's just more I guess controlled.
Yeah,
like,
the
in
regular season, these
right?
guys barely like. There's
Yeah.
the odd. The guys get pissed
Take
and
a
they go
Truba.
throw a big hit.
It's very I don't know, it's very specific and measured.
But
sort of
Matthews
thing,
hasn't
right?
had a penalty all year. You know what I mean? So he hasn't had a penalty all year.
It's unreal.
So,
Unreal.
like, you know what I mean? He's going in. He's not even really
Right.
hitting guys.
He's
Like,
fishing for the puck.
He's fishing, which is
yeah.
probably the way to.
Hunting,
I mean,
yeah.
he's
So that's what I'm saying. So like these girls when they're playing,
they're,
it's like,
yeah, they're hitting physical.
when
That's the
they-
way
when
I
they-
played.
when they get
I
a
played that way.
chance, they're like sending like shoving girls over and right?
That's why they call me Chippy. That's what I was about that too.
Chippy's gonna lead the PWHL in points. He's gonna sign with Toronto.
switching over.
The Toronto Torch.
I would
is it?
love to. I'd love to get out there and snap it around with the ladies.
Is it Toronto Torch?
It's nothing right now. It's just Toronto.
I thought they released the names.
I don't see anything on
I
jersey.
saw like a tweet. or
Did they do? I like the Toronto Torch. That sounds cool. No, they had the
something. Yeah,
registered
Montreal
names.
Echo, and
Yeah, yeah. Do they have official names though?
I'm pretty sure that's what they were.
You guys talk about something while I look it up,
wa-
or I'll talk
it
about
did-
something while you look
did
it up.
get, It did get physical, and the shots were phenomenal. There were some snipes I was watching.
Yep.
I think Toronto got shut out.
Craziest thing happened. I forget the girl's name now, but it's 0-0 game. She comes in, gets a break, nice deke, and then goes to her backhand and then slides it in. And like just from being a hockey player, you know when something looks a little off. And I'm like, how did she score from that angle? That on a backhand, I see the goalie sliding her leg out, and I was like, "There's no way that would have gone in." I was like, "What the heck? I need to see that replay." Shows the replay, and I was like, "Did it go like off the post and then off of her pad and then in like the back of her leg and in or something like that?" That's an impossible angle to score from because she didn't lift the puck. And then they show a different angle. The goalie slides over, hits the post, lifts the net slightly. She takes the shot. It slides underneath the net and goes in.
What do they call it?
They called it no goal. They
Yeah,
called it a
okay.
goal originally, but then they watched the replay and called it back. And this would have been the first goal for this franchise. So this chick
Oh,
was
no.
pumped, like, yeah, like it's the first goal
and
for
then it gets
Ottawa.
rescinded.
And
That's
then
tough.
it gets called back, and she's like, ah. But great sport. But I just thought, yeah, that was crazy. I've never seen a goal scored like that. But yeah, luckily they caught it and called it back.
Yeah, no, I was getting some a little bit of flack for being salty.
Oh, I love that.
From
Yeah,
the
I saw your
comment
post.
section. I was just saying what most Canadians were thinking. If we come to the World Juniors with our full roster,
Full roster that's eligible.
good luck.
Yeah, 100%.
Good luck.
Yeah. The problem is, but then someone's saying, oh, what? You don't have depth? No depth?
No depth.
No
I
depth?
mean, we had 4 guys missing from our. We had the WHL leading scorer that we didn't even invite to our camp.
I don't get that.
There's another guy, Jagger, something that we brought over that's lighting it up in the dub. We didn't even invite him to our camps.
Was that Furcus? There's a few guys in the WHL that are doing really well.
So Team Czechia had 2 guys from this. I think Riley Heat. I think is his name.
Yeah, Heat.
There's 2 guys on Czechia that were on Riley Heat's team. He didn't make it. Heat's leading the dub in points. He didn't even make the Canada roster.
Right.
So I don't know. That's all I'm saying is Canada is a wagon still, and our prospects are elite.
So looking at the scoring leaders for WHL, we got Riley Heat has 68 points in 34 games. He
Played
wasn't
well.
there. Zach Funk. Some of the players aren't eligible because of their age. It doesn't show the age here. Andrew Cristal as well. He's got 60 points. He's 18. He's eligible. And he plays roller hockey with Bedard and Fantilli in
In the summer.
in the summertime, and he leads he's like top 3. Fantilli, Bedard, Andrew Cristal. They're all like leading this league. So like he produces. He's a producer. He didn't get the invite. Who else we got?
Jagger.
Jagger Furcus. Did he get called over later? But look, then you go down here. Connor Geekie, 14th in the league, and he got the invite. So it's like, why does Connor Geekie get the call? But it's like maybe because he's played with these guys before.
Must be based on like position
Size.
and like
I'm looking like
it's not like when you're doing the teams for Team Canada for the Olympics or for
Age.
the Worlds or whatever, where you're just like literally going down and you're putting McKinnon on the wing, you're putting Crosby on the wing to make the line
don't.
stacked, you know?
here's what I'm thinking. It's like maybe it's plus minus, right? So Connor Geekie is plus 21,
It's age.
right? He's 19. Yeah, they go for more experience. But look at this guy, Tarek Periskok. He's 17. He's a plus 31, and he has 54 points.
This
more
isn't
points.
roller hockey though.
No, this is in the WHL.
Oh, okay.
Right? So it's like there's a couple 17-year-olds who are doing really well, but they usually only take one 17-year-old.
Why does it
Yeah.
seem like everyone lights up the dub? Like, is the dub?
pretty
like
sure
a-
It's an easier league. OHL is the hardest one.
You can't
I've
have
heard
all
dubs harder.
You can't have all 17-year-olds anyway.
I've heard the dub's harder.
I'm pretty
Oh,
sure.
you can only have one?
I'm pretty sure the rules for like junior hockey is you can only have one underager.
Oh.
Or maybe it's
Well,
different
it's
for the World
U20.
Junior-
It's U20.
No, I think it's just
they usually only they take all the 19-year-olds because they're
I
bigger,
guess.
stronger.
Yeah.
So that's an argument we can make is how is Canada building their team? Are they taking role players?
That's how
Or are
they always
taking
have,
They
yeah.
always do,
Yeah.
right? Oh, this guy's like taller and heavier, so we'll take him over these younger, like
And we'll get penalties for body checking.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
ugh.
Yeah, like I don't know. I don't know if you can leave out the leading scorer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a tough look.
Doesn't even get an invite to the camp.
Especially when you can't have Bedard or Fantilli or any of these guys play. Why not go to the next up in the system?
You invite them to the camp
Yeah.
to try out.
Uh-huh.
You don't leave them at home. Okay?
Yeah.
That's insanity.
So then we're looking at the OHL eligible players. We got Carson Rakoff, who was there, Anthony Romani.
He's nasty.
How do we know they weren't invited? They just chose not to because they're lighting it up in the WHL.
They did
No, these are OHL
did a whole
guys, but I think
package.
who
They did a
wouldn't?
package on
No,
it.
I'm saying like, what if they didn't? They got the invite, but they just didn't want to go. That would be weird. But
No one. I don't. And no one
Who
would do
wouldn't
that.
want it?
you never
So-
know.
No.
Or they were sick during the camp,
playing for Team
opening
Canada
camp.
at the World Jays versus your OHL.
You don't
Bayern.
know how these kids' minds work.
This
right?
is what I would love
They
to
want
see.
to play Fortnite every night after the
Ah.
game, and
I think sometimes like they leave players off from last year. Like say one of these guys was 17 and playing really well, or 18 and playing really well, and they don't invite him because they want to have a 19-year-old. They're like, you know what? We'll invite you next year. So they have to keep on paying it forward,
right.
right, to the next. Oh, we left you off last time, because there's a lot of players that are 18 here that are putting up points in the OHL.
Right.
It's like, we'll bring you next year, right? Like I would love to see this. Luke Misa, he's 18. He's got 48 points in 34 games in the O.
What about Michael?
And then Michael Misa, which is his younger brother, is 16. He got exceptional player status. He's down here somewhere. I missed him there.
Saw him.
I did see him. I think scroll past him. There we go. 39 points in 32 games as a 16-year-old.
Canada could probably put
16.
together
That's
two teams.
Crazy.
Oh, they easily could.
Yeah.
They easily could do two teams.
Yeah.
So I would love to see next
then-
year Luke Misa and Michael Misa. He'd be 19 and 17. That'd be a sweet combo to see.
But who did we have not on the team this year? Zach Benson,
Benson, Bedard, Fantilli, and
Korchinski.
oh yeah,
There's another guy. There's another.
Yeah, I'd be interested to see their process of how they go through the camps, because there should really be like 4 rounds of camp,
Yeah.
it's
and like you wean that.
They should get the public involved.
like miracle style,
here's
where they have like the amount and then they draw the pool from it, and
There should be a vote on some guys.
here's what I'm saying. 1 year, please, just 1 year, just go down the list and take all the top point guys.
Yes.
Right.
See what
Right.
happens.
And just I want to see a 20-3 like domination over Latvia. Put 20 in. Right.
Yeah.
Drop 20 on them, and then
We've done that.
you know what? If we're playing USA, whatever, 12-10 win. Who cares?
Yeah.
Right.
Like just go down the list, each position, highest points, highest points.
Exactly.
Yeah, like that's
If the best offense is a 5 or
Like
the
how
best
you would draft it in if there was a
men's league.
game for
Give me a
men's
men's
league. yeah.
league team where the best defense is a 5-goal lead.
Yeah.
I don't think our defense on Canada matched the big ice. Like it didn't seem like we had the puck movers like last year. Like imagine like Zellweger out on that big ice.
I liked yes, true. I like Matejchuk.
Was
I did.
very similar.
Yeah.
We only had one of those guys though.
No, exactly. Yeah.
It was like
Yeah.
puck moving, buzz. Like he was like Morgan Riley. Reminded me of.
Yeah, same. Matejchuk is the one that really seemed to be able to wheel and move the puck. And oh my gosh, Celebrini was wild. That spinorama 360 off of
we
2
needed
players
to score that.
comes in.
No, we needed to score that. I knew we needed
Would've
that goal
loved
to
to
go
see that
in
one
for
go
a
in.
shift. It reminded me of the Sweden game.
Mm.
The first like 4 minutes, like we were buzzing.
Oh, heck yeah.
Then we didn't get a shot for the next.
And
15
I'm going to
minutes.
break down this game for you. Here's what happens. Canada comes out. Little worried. Czechia. We need to win this game. The first shift, they absolutely dominate. And the boys on the bench are like, oh, yeah, boys. Like they feel this is going to be a walk in the park. Second shift comes out. Bop, bop, bop. Shot after shot. Right?
Celebrini comes out
Ce-
third line.
Exactly. Celebrini comes out. And now all the boys on the bench, every shift has had like, guys, we're going to crush them.
Yeah,
right?
we're flowing.
And then
Mhm.
a few shifts pass. Oh, we haven't scored yet. Huh? Another shift pass. What? I haven't scored yet.
What's going on with this goalie?
And then
6'6".
oh, he was a
He was-
beast in the
that's what I
net.
said to I'm like,
Oh my
holy, look at the
gosh.
size of this guy.
The thing
Is
about
this
him,
goalie regulation size or what?
oh, my, he didn't move. He was so calm in the net. Canada attacks, and he's just like, stop puck, stop
when
puck.
you take the whole,
stop
you take
puck."
the whole net up. Like there should be.
It was
Let's
wild.
give him a smaller size pads. It's ridiculous.
So then Czechia scores, and they're like, oh wait,
Off the rush, like a
Wait.
tough goal off the rush.
Wait.
Like that was killer.
it's not going to be a walk in the park. And then they score again at the very end of the first period, and they're like, oh guys, It's not so easy. Then so they lost.
Not even that. Not so easy. It was we didn't register a shot for the final 13 minutes of the period.
Oh, yeah, the first period. Yes. They did everything in the first 5 minutes and then nothing.
Mm.
So they lost. They basically lost the last 15 minutes. They lost 15 minutes of the first period, and that was it. That was the game. Because they came back in the second, and they crushed. They did look great, looked amazing, came back 2-2, right? Third period, pressure after pressure after pressure after pressure, chance after chance
Nothing
after
was
chance
dropping.
after chance.
Tendy was
And
just-
and the Czech goalie, I stop puck, I stop puck, I stop puck. It just, it's ridiculous. He was just there.
He was there.
He's the best you have. The best
He
you
was
have, yeah.
drafted by Arizona, I think.
Beast. And then what happens? With 11 seconds
Oh,
left,
it's the most.
a waster on net goes off of one of our defensemen's foot, and our goalie's sliding this way, and the puck's going that way, and
no,
game
the
over.
killer was
Ugh.
the defenseman just needed to do a little chip off the glass.
Oh.
He sent it all the way back to their defenseman.
Yeah.
There was 2 forwards breaking.
When in
He
doubt,
just need-
glassing out.
He just needed a little chip,
Yeah.
and the forwards would have picked it up. We would have been on a 2-on-1.
The other way around.
Another way around.
Ugh.
11, bro. I
Hate
couldn't
to
believe
see
it
it.
because it was even worse than losing in overtime.
Yeah.
Because the game wasn't over and there was 11 seconds.
Yeah.
It was like that's
That's a bad
Horrible.
time to give it up, eh?
no because
11 seconds left. Just take it OT.
no, it's 11 seconds because now it's like instead of the game just being over,
Right.
it's like
There's still a chance.
there's 11
Still a
seconds.
chance.
There's like if there was 30,
Yeah.
you would have had time to like get a shot on net. There wasn't even a time to like.
No.
Oh, it was the worst way to end that. And it was deflection off 2 bodies off the post. We hit the
I
post
know.
twice in
I
the
know.
third.
Yep.
This is the goalie, Michael Hrabel.
Holy,
Rabble.
this guy's
6'6",
just a monster.
monster,
Rabble.
drafted by Arizona, I think 30.
No way. No way. Arizona. Speaking of Arizona, Kerfoot with, I think, 16 points in his last 16 games.
Oh my gosh.
Absolute streak.
Well, he's probably getting some minutes now.
Zach Hyman, former Leaf as well, on
Happy
pace
isn't taking up
for
all
50
his
goals.
It's funny what happens when you have to play Kerfoot on the second line.
Or when Pappy and Marner aren't taking
25 minutes apiece.
or 30. Holy, like
Yeah.
Kerfoot, they didn't even get on the ice.
No.
Mm.
Yeah. Anyways, that game. But that's the thing with a tournament like this. It's, it's a single game elimination, and you can get chance after chance after chance after chance, and one bad bounce, and you're out of the tournament.
I'll ask you
bad
this.
timing.
What happens if Bedard is playing in that World Juniors?
Oh, it would have been like,
Like, what happens? Like, on the big ice? Like, would he have shined more on the big ice? do you think?
yes, yeah, because his vision for setting guys up and making things happen is just
The
insane.
ragging. Like, he
And-
can
yeah.
rag. Like, he knows that little...
The
Oh, he's so
delaying
good
and
at
getting
rag,
space,
yeah.
setting up everyone.
He'll get the
Go to the
puck, and then
feast.
he'll like just shift a defender just enough, and he'll see someone coming, he'll just float
Him
it
and
right to that
Celebrini?
guy.
Oh.
Oh.
Stop this.
I think I just,
Nonsense.
You guys just both.
Nonsense. I mean, it would just be unfair. I mean, Celebrini's dirty.
I didn't actually think Celebrini was gonna be that
He
good.
was 17. He's dirty.
Yeah, he's great. And disappointment from the tournament, Cowan and Minton. I thought with the NHL experience they had, they were gonna like come in clutch a few times, but they were pretty quiet.
Cowan was pretty quiet.
I would say
and
I would say the
Minton
whole
made
team was
great
quiet.
plays.
Don't talk about my guys like that. I don't talk about my guys like that. I would say, it was a quiet tournament for pretty much everyone.
Okay, who stood out for me?
No, Celebrini.
Celebrini,
Celebrini.
Geeky, and Savoy.
No, I would say just Celebrini. I
Really?
didn't see anyone else.
I think Geeky just stood out because the media, like they were talking about him a lot.
I thought
Wow,
Geeky
he-
was going to dominate. I didn't see he had a good game versus Latvia when we won 10.
Yeah, fair.
What else did he do?
Well, he didn't dominate. It's just like
There was no clutch goal. Like it didn't seem like there was a. I didn't seem like any of the lines clicked because we were changing the lines up. There
Yeah.
wasn't.
That's why I'm saying I didn't see enough
This
chemistry out
team
there.
wasn't built
Yeah.
for the big ice.
No.
I feel like our team on the smaller ice. It didn't seem like we had guys that like Celebrini was
Yeah.
to me the only standout.
For me, I
for
guess.
Canada. And maybe Matejchuk.
Mhm.
Oh yeah,
But
Matejchuk.
I don't think he even
on
really
defense.
scored.
I
like-
think the biggest, like,
No, but that's
We
what I'm
didn't
saying.
shoot.
He doesn't.
No,
He
no.
doesn't have to like light it up.
They
But it's
should have
like
just shot from the point.
in
and
certain moments when they did something right, like Matejchuk looks good there. That was a smart play by Matejchuk. Like you recognize those,
systemically, the biggest difference from this year to last year that I noticed
Yep.
in most of the games is that they weren't as effective at keeping the pressure on the other team and making them turn over the puck more. Like teams like Czechia and even
Our defense, like of
Like-
zone coverage, felt like it was like we were trying to box.
they were able to move the puck around too much in the neutral zone to get like possession in Canada's end, and that was just leading to like shifts where they were trapped and they didn't have energy to go on the rush.
Oh,
Yeah,
the-
that's exactly it.
The big thing that I noticed is that they just really love to pass it when there was a scoring opportunity. There was a few times like
just this neutral zone where they would rip it across the neutral zone, like forced, and then it's so dangerous coming the other way because if that gets intercepted, it's a 3-on-2
yeah,
or a 3-on-1. Like every time we would like be behind the net, the guy would
Yeah.
have control, and you would just try to like jam a pass,
hmm
like just force it.
and they'd bail the goalie would bail them out, or they'd like make a good play on a 2-on-1 and get it like break it up or whatever. But then they get sustained pressure and get like lucky bounces. But that's what happens when you're not forcing the other team to make plays they're not comfortable with. Like if they were making it so that like Czechia had to pull a move anytime they wanted to get into the end, there'd be so many more turnovers.
yeah.
yeah.
But they were letting them get the zone with possession
Oh.
too much.
I-
In my mind,
Yeah,
that
it
was
was-
the biggest difference.
I just noticed a lot of like cross crease passes. The guy has the puck. If he just rips it right there, he's got this much net to shoot at.
Czechia
And then he
shot
tries to
everything.
and then
Oh,
he
you
tries
mean
to
on-
tap it across.
You mean Canada not shooting it enough, like
Yeah.
on the 2-on-1s and stuff?
Czechia
yeah.
shot everything. Half their goals are from the point.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
we didn't shoot anything from the
Oh.
point until the third.
What I noticed about Czechia is that they would just put a player right in front of the goalie,
And
right?
slappers from
And-
slappers
and
from
shoot.
from 40 feet away.
Screen the
on the blue
goalie,
line. They can't
screen
see
the
it.
goalie
Hits
and
the
shoot.
goalie, and now
Imagine that. It's harder to save the puck when you can't see it.
Which actually
Yeah.
makes sense. That's great on them because we had a smaller goalie. So they said, okay, stand in front of him so he can't see. Right? It's a smart, like,
yeah, that was
they couldn't have stood in front of Haberdar or whatever.
He did
Rabble.
once.
Rabble.
And it
yeah, he got
yeah.
like that a little bit exposed there with those
Oh,
shots from the point,
Speak-
screen shots. I mean, you can't see it.
speaking of big goalies, Hildeby for the Leafs.
Oh, yeah.
6'7".
Yeah, Hilda
Six-
Beast. They call him.
the beast.
Why is he not playing for us already?
Because just because you're 6'7" doesn't mean you can
Yeah,
stop.
that-
every
But he's
puck coming
also
your way.
been on
Yeah,
a
it does.
heater in the AHL.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
dropping the butterfly. You take up the whole net.
I think he'll be playing tonight.
He's gonna stop dumpins in the butterfly. He's gonna go butterfly,
They
stop
might-
it dumping.
I feel like they're gonna play Jones back to back.
No,
I think.
put Hildeby
He's
in.
coming off a shutout. Why not put him back in?
I guess yeah. Jones has played 60 games before, like in the past.
Samsonov has a great record when Jones is in net. I noticed.
That's-
Samsonov's in the
that's
AHL
mean.
now.
Shout out to Sammy.
Cleared waivers.
Sammy beat Vassy last year.
Yeah, he just needs to go to the Veta spa, get some relaxation, journal a little. Get his
No,
mind
but
back into it.
I do want to talk about that U.S. team because I think they're special. I would rather have probably matched up versus the U.S. in that quarterfinal than any other team.
Mm.
Like maybe like
Quarterfinal in the U.S. I would have liked
no,
to see
because
Latvia.
the U.S. isn't used to that big ice either. I feel like it's just a more
Give me Latvia in the quarterfinal.
A more like apples to apples comparison.
yeah
of
okay
hockey.
Latvia, Swiss, but even then like Swiss gave they are more used to
Switzerland's
that
used
big
to it.
ice.
Yeah, they are.
That's what I'm
They are.
saying. Like I think it just would have been a better like when we played U.S. in that exhibition. Like it
Yep.
was a shootout. Like
Mhm.
both teams have the best coverage. Like I just feel like I would have rather played U.S. than Sweden
Fair.
again, or U.S. than Czech.
Yeah.
Like they play on the big ice over there in Czech.
Yeah. I think so.
Not all of them,
They're
but
probably a lot more used to it.
yeah.
But here's the thing: is that a lot of the Czech players, like the best ones, probably like 14 of them, are playing in the Canadian Hockey League, anyways, in the
Yeah.
CHL, right? They just come over to the O, the W, the
But they
Q.
grew up on
Yeah.
the big.
That's true. That's
surface.
true.
I mean,
Yeah, they can adapt more.
Yeah.
it's a different game. It's a complete different game.
Yep.
It's a more puck ragging game, which I don't enjoy that.
It's like soccer
I,
meets
I don't like
hockey,
I don't
kinda.
like the delay, the cycling. Like I thought I enjoyed the bigger ice better, but after
Uh-huh.
watching then I watched the NHL game later and I'm just like, nah, this is like way more it's a different game.
So, something I noticed: there was a few opportunities to pull the Mishi in the World Juniors. Remember last year?
Oh, no one pulled the
Who was it?
bench.
Bedard
They
and
kept attempting.
who else?
Yeah.
The big
Yeah.
ice. I think it's harder on the big ice probably. Or is it easier?
Is it? Oh, there's more net room behind the net. I think you could just scoop it right up. But remember last year to open the tournament, like the first two shifts, two players tried it and missed
Yeah,
it.
it was Bedard and
I don't know who the other guy was.
Was it a
Was it
Swedish
Fancelli?
player? Or?
I'm thinking no, it was two Canadian players.
Oh.
And like one player tried it and missed it, and then Bedard goes
Oh,
behind. He's
who
like,
was it?
oh, I can do it, and he missed it, and then they were losing. Like, oh, we should probably try to score real goals against us.
yeah, like Slovakia, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think it was Slovakia. Yeah.
Lost.
Yeah, yeah. The coach is like, no more mishies.
Yeah, no more
more
Mishy
Mishies.
attempts. Like that's
When-
hilarious.
And maybe that's what happened. All the guys leading the league in scoring in the WHL, they wanted to come to the tryout, but then they went to pull a Mishi in the first.
Oh,
shift,
yeah,
and the
yeah.
coach was like, get out.
You're out.
Yeah,
You're out of here.
Yeah, that's jokes.
But so Chippy and I at the combine, hanging out with Bedard and all these players. I asked each of them, can you pull a Michigan? All of them said they can do it.
Mhm.
And then I asked each of them, would you do it in the NHL? And I think 8 out of 10 said, actually only one player, I think Ryan Leonard was the only player that said he wouldn't do it in the NHL. Every other one of them said they would. That's Leo Carlson, that's Bedard, that's Fantilli, Benson, right? All these guys said they would.
Will Smith. Did he
Will
say-
Smith, yeah.
yeah, the boys are obviously
And-
gonna pull the Mishy.
And then Bedard behind the net, bop, Mishy.
Yeah.
Banged one in, bangs it in, looks great too. It's the speed that he does it. That's the thing. That's the difference. Like you and I, we can all like get it on the stick and put it in,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
But he just makes it look so good.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, Zegras.
And then
Zegers
Yeah.
is
the
dirty.
same night,
No, Zegers was dirty.
like an hour later.
the same night, Zegras,
reverse scoop.
I think did it better. He gets it up on the toe. And here's the crazy thing. So there is an interview with a on ice reporter.
I know.
Yeah, and she says, Trevor, for Christmas, all I want is a Michigan goal. And he
What a stud.
he laughs, right? Do you think you can do it? Well, I'll try. Goes out there. Wait, whoopsie.
Oh my
I
god.
think,
Just nails
I
it.
think he has like 1-2 goals all season.
2 goals all
Dude,
season.
It's like he hit the Michigan quota. He has a Michigan quota. He's got to hit every year. NHL.
Yeah.
It's like you got to hit your Michigan
If you,
quota.
if you don't hit the Michigan quota, the Ducks won't have an audience.
yeah, if you
could
don't
you
hit the
imagine
Michigan
that?
quota, your contract's rescinded.
Could you
gotta
imagine
you gotta
that?
hit your 5 Mishies a season.
You're just chilling rinkside, and the reporter's like, "Hey, Trav, can you get me a little Michi goal?"
Yeah.
Sure, I guess I can.
Yeah.
How about this? About this.
Yeah.
Woo!
It was
Dirtiest Michigan we've ever seen.
it was interesting after the game they interviewed him
Yeah,
and he said that the reason he did it on the toe like that way
because it looks sick.
is because if you
You
do
want to impress the girl?
no if you do it the other way you have to like pivot a bit more
Ah.
and when you're going super fast it's easier to
On the toe.
go across and get the toe and throw it without slowing down at all.
Right.
Like he was going substantially faster than
Whoa.
Bedard was.
Yeah, yeah.
Like he was going like
It was clean.
It was
Yeah.
dirty.
Clean. And on the toe, it's like we did that YouTube video showing all the different ways to do it.
Yeah.
On the toe, you have to be the most precise because you have no margin for
Yeah.
error there. It's like gotta.
In a
Slide it
NHL
right in
game,
there.
full speed.
Yeah,
like,
just
creative
savage. Did he point to
Phil.
the reporter too?
Yeah.
I think he wrote his number on the puck and tossed it.
Like,
He must have gave her like a smile or something like
Yeah.
that. But I just thought that was amazing.
Uh-huh.
It's-
I didn't know about that. That's gold.
Yeah, what a guy.
Yeah.
Absolute. What do the kids say? Riz. He's got that Michigan Riz.
that was
Riz.
that Mishy Riz.
Mishy Riz.
Mishy Riz.
What do you think? Should we move on to most Canadian?
Oh, were you going there already? Eh?
I feel like there's so much World Junior stuff.
I've
to
got
talk about.
so many things.
I was thinking we could do most Canadian reaction to Canada not making it to the final. Like the most Canadian
Okay.
thing to do when,
like
when
that.
Canada doesn't
Okay.
make it in.
I like
Alright,
that. Let's
yeah.
do
Let's
that.
do it.
Let's
Yep.
do that.
Let's get into it. You want me to announce this great idea I just thought of?
Oh yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Okay, so we are doing the most Canadian reaction. So the most Canadian way to react to Team Canada being eliminated, not even making it to a medal round. Like
Mhm.
is that good?
Yeah.
Redo that.
Was
redo
that
that.
your thought? No, you don't like it.
It's
What
good.
are you thinking?
Most Canadian reaction to Canada being eliminated in the quarterfinal. That one could be good.
That's good.
That's
No, I
good.
like that
Yeah,
one.
That's good. Yeah.
Okay, I just had this idea. I'm just kidding.
Oh my gosh.
Chippy, we're going with yours. Most Canadian reaction to being eliminated in the quarterfinals. Who's going first?
I'll go last because
You know what?
I'll be the closer on this.
I think I'm going down the list because you're going to hit on one of the stages of grief,
Mm-hmm.
right? What do we got? We got denial. We got bargaining, right?
Are you?
I'm not. I'm just going to do one,
Okay.
okay? Because I think the most Canadian, the first one that comes is denial. You're in denial. You see the goal and you no. And you look at the clock, right? You're checking how much time is left. Did it actually go in? You're waiting for the replay. You just, is it going to get called back? Like there's some offside. Like you're just, no, that didn't just happen.
You
That
can't
didn't
believe
just,
it.
you can't believe it. And it takes a few seconds. And you see all the players smiling on the other team and the sad faces on Canada. It did happen. And then it starts to set in. Oh, No. But it's the
Disbelief.
denial, the disbelief and the denial.
Yeah.
Like that's like your world just got ripped out from under you. I'm gonna say denial.
I like denial.
Give me
That's a
give me
great
that. Give me denial.
Denial's probably the first reaction, I would
Yes.
say, for sure.
Yes.
Then I would say it would be, for me, I'd say the most Canadian thing would be just excuses.
Excuses. Yeah.
Like oh well, like we were missing a few of our important guys. Bedard couldn't play, Fantilli couldn't play. The refs, they didn't call this. You know, like you
Yes.
start to justify. It's like, well, we didn't wait till next year. Like they didn't pick all these guys. We got like we're
Yeah.
still the best. We're still the best. You know, it's like making
Yeah.
excuses.
I knew. So yeah, that's
Yeah.
why I knew that. So I went upstairs and filmed a video.
I saw
And
you.
did that exact thing just because I had my Canadians back. I said, yeah, like that wasn't our best roster that we put together, and
Yeah.
I just want everyone else to know that.
Yeah.
And then everyone got super heated in the comment section.
Uh-huh.
Oh, salty. Yeah, a little bit salty.
Yeah. So the excuses is the next reaction, like the justifying it and being like, "We'll be back next year. We're better than everyone still."
Yeah.
That's the most Canadian reaction.
like
in my
that.
That's
mind.
the acceptance at the end, eh? When you're like, well, you know, I can't win them all.
Oh, no,
What
not
are the-
accept.
We haven't gotten acceptance yet.
I was saying excuses.
Excuses. Well, yeah. But
You're-
eventually you get to
You're
acceptance.
justifying.
I would say another one is the bargaining. Oh, it must have been offside. No,
Can we let me?
I thought you already did yours.
I've
No,
done
he
mine.
did.
I've done mine. See,
I'm
Jared's
sorry,
trying to come in
Yeah.
and steal my thunder right now.
I'm so sorry. Mason came up with something very important, and I had to check out for a second there.
Okay, that's okay.
Go ahead.
I was gonna
My
say,
mistake.
the most Canadian reaction to an elimination would just be anger, and
Mm.
your whole day is ruined.
Mm.
And
Right, you're just in a bad
angry,
mood.
Swearing, f bombs. Are you serious? No way. No way. It's similar to disbelief, but anger. Anger, I think, will overcome you. You can't believe, like, you're just
That's
mad.
definitely it.
Hold
You're
on.
mad.
I want to do one more, like one further to this. Okay.
Hold on. I'm gonna one up your one up, but go ahead.
I mean, it's not a one up. It's a different thing.
I'm gonna one up that.
Okay.
Like
instead of
smashing your TV.
instead of reaction,
Like, there. How about that?
so angry. So instead of reactions, let's go the most Canadian thing to do after they're eliminated. And I'm gonna go shovel the driveway. Let out the anger.
It didn't even
Yeah.
snow. It didn't
Yeah,
even
you're
snow.
just, but you got to make sure you salt the driveway.
Na-
You're out there
Yeah.
shoveling. You're talking to the neighbor. You're like, "Can you believe that happened? What's
Exactly.
No,
You
the
go
mo-
outside.
No, I'm gonna add to that. Where's the remote?
going on?"
Turning the TV off
Yeah.
and shoveling the driveway.
Yeah.
And dad's out there. Dad's out there not talking. Silence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? Silence. You're gonna be out in the.
It's the best.
You're gonna be out in the garage fiddling with like a. Dad's out there.
Yeah. he's
What?
like, I gotta fix this.
The grass is still
Dad,
green.
Dad, could you drive me to my friend's house? No.
What?
No.
I gotta get the
Not
driveway.
today.
I gotta clear the driveway.
Not
Dad,
today.
Dad, it hasn't snowed in 3 weeks, and the plastic shovel just
Yeah.
along the
scrape.
concrete. You're just scraping nothing. Just
There's so much dirt on this driveway.
pacing back and forth for about 20 minutes just to clear
What,
that.
pal?
Yeah. honey, we gotta leave soon. Leave me alone.
Get off your Xbox and come down for dinner.
I gotta get this out of the driveway. It's gonna freeze up.
Yeah.
I would say, if we're being really true to the Canadian spirit, the most Canadian way to react to being eliminated is to feel all these feelings all at once. You take a deep breath and you just go, good game, check you.
No,
good
no,
game.
you don't understand Canadians. Absolutely not. We're
No,
not
I
even
think
like that.
that's the-
Everyone's
that's
like,
the
oh,
stereotype."
we're saying sorry. Absolutely not. We're making excuses. We're saying, I hope your team loses.
Yeah.
I hope you guys stink. We're gonna dominate you next year. Absolutely not.
But-
There's no
Good game.
game.
So-
No, I don't think I said it once.
Good game. Sorry,
I
it
think-
was so close.
I said we dominated that whole game. I can't believe we didn't win. We should be in that court. We should be in that semi for sure.
Good luck.
that is the more fun
Good
way.
luck getting eliminated in the
Maybe,
semis.
maybe if it was like a different sport, maybe if it was baseball, but if it's Canadians and hockey, nah.
Yeah, true. Like
It's gold or
soccer.
bust.
Canada get well, at least we made it this far.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Good,
no.
good job, Germany
If
or
it's
whatever.
hockey,
you know,
like
Okay, actually, no, yeah, the Canadian reaction, and I saw this the last time, I think a few years back, Canada didn't even make it to a medal round, right? And it is a call for a complete redesign of our entire minor hockey system. Like, we need a full-on analysis of everybody involved in this system.
This person
in this
can never coach
organization.
again.
Yep. What is wrong with
Hockey
Canadian
Canada
hockey?
Scouts. What are we leaving on?
It starts with ever since we moved to cross ice hockey in U6, this has started happening. We need to completely start over. This is unacceptable. And then the next year we win the gold medal. Yeah, everything's good. Everything is working. We did it. we completely changed
And
everything.
I got these
Yeah.
people in my comment sections like, we didn't just go back-to-back golds and have
Yeah.
30 gold medals in our
Yeah.
We've seen a lot of hardware people out there.
Yeah.
Canada's seen too much hardware.
I think-
my neck's getting sore with the amount of medals around my neck.
The overreaction is definitely a thing, and also in terms of other countries, the overreaction is also a thing. Saying that Canada's development might be in question, like, are they going to be the powerhouse for years to come? But there's going to be times when one year it's just like a weaker pool to draw from.
Or you know what? They just didn't put the right pieces together.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Like last year, what was it? Joshua Waugh was 13th forward. The only reason he was on the team.
He wasn't there.
Yeah, but I think he might have aged out. I don't know.
maybe.
Look that up.
Joshua Waugh
Wow, I heard.
from the Q.
Yeah, maybe did he get drafted? Maybe, and he wasn't released.
He might have aged out, but last year he was added just I think because of an injury. Like he wasn't even supposed to be on the team. They're like, okay,
His first
come on.
line, no?
He worked his way up there, but he was not, and he was a hero on one of the games.
He's 20 years old.
Yeah, he's 20, so he aged out. You gotta be 19,
Yeah.
right? So, perfect example of the execution. Maybe you just don't have the right parts, the right pieces, right? So you get the guys that the coaches picked, and they just didn't click. They just couldn't pull it off.
Aw, but
And
Here's a thought, though.
Yeah.
On that note, if they they want to bring in bigger guys with a bit more experience, the 19-year-olds, the 18-year-olds, then all of a sudden they age out and they need to do a whole new team again every year.
Yeah.
Why not take the young guys, give them
3 years.
2 or 3 years to crack at the can? I guess the problem is then they'd get too good, they get drafted, and
Yeah.
and then they can't play anyway.
And the problem is then you have guys that like dream their whole life of making the squad and they don't because you skipped their age group. Oh, we're only taking 19-year-olds. We're only taking 19-year-olds. Now we're gonna take a bunch of 17-year-olds. I'm like, what? What about me? What about me, coach?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Everyone wants a shot at that.
No, the thing is, and every nation just loves to see Canada lose at hockey.
Oh yeah,
because we win it so much,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
we're so cocky, and it's our sport that they like. I saw the comment section on my video. Like,
Oh,
they're
USA.
so
USA
fired
is
up to
gonna.
see us lose. Like,
I bet people were lining up to see you post just so that no matter what you posted.
I
a ton of
told you
people
so.
in the U.S.
Oh,
Sounds like crying.
karma.
So many Americans were like, I can't wait for Chippy to post.
Oh,
the
my-
Americans are
yeah,
lining up.
they're like,
The keyboard warriors are ready.
yeah, they were ready and they came out to play. Oh, salty. Oh. No, I'm fired up because the content's been on fire. Okay?
Oh, yeah.
We've been reporting on this tournament since
Yeah.
Boxing Day.
Bread
Okay.
and butter.
I
Bread and
am
butter.
I am dialed into this tournament. I want to see the refs making blown calls.
You're gonna keep
I
on
want to
going?
see
Even though
yeah.
Canada's out, yeah.
Oh
You
yeah,
got
there's
to.
gonna be some terrible calls. There's gonna be some more
Oh, yeah.
ref
Yeah.
reviews. Yeah, we're gonna be following. I think
You
I
can
think I
make a
got to
video
bring
about
some,
anything in
some
this.
some USA guys because we met a lot
got
of
it.
them.
Oh,
We met a lot of
Dude,
them.
the Americans will love it.
Yeah, so I
It,
gotta
it might outperform the Team Canada stuff.
no. No, I think yeah, Canada is just
Well, because there's
whole
the
nation's-
stereotype behind the Canadian team too.
it's the attention
yeah.
on the Canadian team because
Yeah.
Canada.
Yeah,
like,
but no, you can still. You know how in a TV show after the character dies, they still work him into the storyline. Like,
oh yeah,
you
we're
see-
gonna.
work Canada in there somehow.
Like, thank
against,
goodness they don't have thank goodness Canada's out and Bedard's not in the tournament, right? Like,
Yeah.
boys, like, let's just remember Canada's out.
exactly.
Just remember
That's-
Canada didn't have Bedard this tournament, guys.
Exactly. So Team USA is just sitting around having lunch. But, oh, guys, we're on Easy Street now. Thank goodness Canada's not in the tourney. Oh my gosh, they got eliminated.
Let's call Bedsy. Hey, Bedsy, how does it feel?
Right?
You
Yo,
think you
that's-
could have won
Get
with
them
it?
fired up.
Yo, that's it. That's the like, boys, did you see what happened? The big bad wolf is out of the tournament. Yo, that's it. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. And they just keep working them in. Just keep working
Oh,
Canada into the.
we don't have to play. We don't have to face Celebrini, boys. We don't have to face because all the PU guys
Let's
will love
celebrate. Celebrini's out. Let's celebrate.
that. Oh my gosh.
We were talking about the minor hockey, like the development and all that stuff. I thought it was a great segue to bring up this post. It's kind of like the mailbag. I know
Hockey mailbag.
minor hockey mailbag. I know we're saving it to the end, but we're
No, let's end on
riffing.
it.
Okay, there we go. Makes sense
Perfect
to me.
timing.
Oh yeah, it's 12:30. All right, let's end. What I meant to say is let's end the podcast. Speaking of development, minor hockey mailbag. This is on the Reddit r hockey players, and the person posted youth hockey development with a big question mark. So I'm gonna read you a little story,
Hmm.
and let's get our opinion on this topic.
Don't like it.
Okay,
Seems like a long story.
my son is 9. And it seems like some parents have some actual fears about hockey development at this age. They worry about their kids not getting enough private skills sessions, not getting the right amount of ice time in games, or getting enough focus on a certain position. Some have expressed that 6 months of not getting the right development can really set a player back. And these players are doing an ungodly amount of skills/practices already. Kids are already above average, and the kids do hockey year-round, and that is their only sport.
Sounds like the GTHL.
It sounds like pretty much every crazy hockey parent. Like, it's wild how much it's changed. Because
Yeah.
like when I was a kid, I remember reading an article about this new player, John Tavares. He was 16, right, and how he has his own private trainer.
Future
He goes to
hockey
the
Hall
gym.
of Famer now.
Yeah, he was like 15 or 14 or something like that, and he goes to the gym and has his own private trainer. I was like, what? That's ridiculous. A 14-year-old with a private trainer, I'm like, that's par for the course. If you don't have at 14, you're way behind. And now like 9-year-olds though are having
Yeah.
private skills and private training. It's getting nuts. It goes on. I try not to judge, but I feel like we are in a circle of some crazy hockey parents. You are, yeah.
Sounds about right. Yep.
I see a lot of pressure to have kids play multiple sports, but then there's also some pressure to do summer hockey. I get that some kids love hockey and are good at hockey, but at 9, there should be more to life than hockey. I truly think some of these parents think their kids are going to the NHL. Yes, they all think that.
Yes.
That's the only reason they're acting like that.
There's more. Here comes the. Oh yeah,
Like you wouldn't act like that if
Or-
you're like, oh, my
or-
son's gonna be a painter.
it gets
No, but-
psychotic way
But
too.
you also like not that. That's not like my dad didn't think I was going to the NHL, but it's also like
You get caught up in it
you want your kid to be
to be better than everyone
better
else.
than other kids. It's,
Yeah.
like, it's like yeah, you don't want to have you don't want to be the parent on the team with the shit kid.
No, you
that
don't.
Can't, that can't play.
No.
So it's like, yeah, I'm gonna put my kid in some more skates.
And
Like,
then if you
I want-
if you withdraw them because the kid's not interested, it's like, oh, they just couldn't hack it.
yeah, my dad said like I always wanted you to play at the level you were capable of playing at.
Yeah.
And so if you're capable of playing at AAA and
Right.
and you have natural ability like I did, yeah,
Do,
he wanted to put
like
me
you
in.
do.
He wanted to put me in some, and still have exactly.
Mhm.
He wanted to put me into the skates. I was a little overboard, probably. Probably.
but
But I
here's the
also
thing.
played baseball. I was playing other sports.
Here's the thing. When I was a kid, I got like no extra development, nothing. Like I didn't even know.
You
Like,
can tell.
What is development?
God, dude, I wished that I had like gone to even a single hockey camp, just a hockey camp. The first hockey camp I went to, I got a job doing chores and saved up my own money and then gave it to my parents and said, can you put me in this hockey camp? And I went to Roger Nielsen's hockey camp when I was like
Oh.
13 years old.
Maybe some edge work.
I
ability, yeah.
know. That was the first hockey camp that I went to, and I missed like 4 years of hockey development just because like my parents didn't really care.
Yeah.
Right. So I wouldn't have minded getting a little extra ice time here and there. The question goes on.
I'm still waiting for the question.
We got it here. This is the last paragraph.
Okay.
What amount of playing is normal for kids at this age? 7 days a week, year round, does seem excessive to me. Did any NHL players even play this much? Anytime I hear of an NHL player's background, it seems like they had supportive, laid-back parents. You haven't heard about Mitch Marner. I know a few players who have gotten D1 scholarships and think their parents pushed them a bit, saw their talent, but they did take summers off and played other sports. So why are things changing so much with youth hockey, or are people just crazier about this sport now?
I think that there is no amount that is too much if the kid's like, I want this, mom, dad, like I gotta get on the ice today. I want to do this. I want to
The
do
kid
this.
is loving every second of it.
Yeah, like if the kid is like the one that's the one driving it.
Yeah.
It's like if your kid is asking you to play hockey as much as most kids are asking to get on the iPad,
Ha,
then like yeah, sure, every day is fine.
exactly. Support the
Yes.
addiction.
But-
It's a healthy addiction.
Yeah, but
Yes.
if
Like
it's
Bedard's
the
dad,
parents like you have practice today, let's go,
and he doesn't want
and
to
the
go.
Yeah,
kid's like,
yeah,
"I'm not-
yeah, yeah.
Mom, Dad, I don't want. Then it's like, okay, well, at what point are you just forced? And like they're gonna turn 17, 18 and be like, yeah, screw this, I'm gonna go and do my own thing now because my parents made me play hockey my whole life. Like,
Fair.
Yeah.
I would throw in, don't poison it. Because I
Yeah.
think that's what happens is you do get some of these kids that just love it so much. And then the parents like are supportive, but then also put on a lot of undue pressure
Yeah,
and turn the positive into negative sometimes. Like the kid has
it's like the what did you say? The balance, the
Yin and yang.
yin and yang, right?
Yeah.
Too much of a good thing can become a bad thing.
So just if you're a parent and your kid is like absolutely nuts about hockey, just don't poison it. Right? Don't add in this extra pressure that they don't need. Let them have a bad game because, you know, with every effort there's, you know, errors and shortcomings.
Mhm.
You can't always be the best. Sometimes you're going to have a day off and let them just feel that and don't don't rip into them
Yeah,
like
Sidney Crosby didn't play his whole life growing up without having a bad game.
yeah. And
Connor McDavid didn't go his whole life without having a bad game. You know,
you don't have to make it it's like, oh, you're never going to make the NHL like when they're like 10. Just
Yeah.
let them be
So what?
kids and
What was the question?
okay, so basically
how much is too much?
yeah, how much hockey is too much, and why are things changing so much with youth hockey, or are people just crazier about this sport now? Like, it definitely hasn't always been this nuts. I remember I read Bobby Orr's book. He said that the first hockey camp he ever went to was when he was already in the NHL, and he was just running it for other kids. He had never gone to a hockey camp
The
ever.
one up in Muskoka.
I read Gretzky's book, and his parents went to the hardware store to get a hose in like January, and the people looked at them sideways like, "What are you doing?" "Oh, I'm making a backyard rink." Huh? Like that was nuts. To have a backyard rink,
hmm
to have
Yeah,
your
it's
own personal
definitely-
rink was crazy in Gretzky's era, but he spent every single day. And Bobby Orr, he was also every single day down in the bay in Perry Sound. He just skated on the lake, because he wanted to, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there wasn't all this pressure with these older players, but the new players are so much better. They're so skilled, they're so talented. Their skating is better because they're
The
getting all
bar
this
to hit is higher to be able to
Oh.
be in that 1% that even get close to
Yeah.
a draft.
You get Bobby Orr and Gretzky that are absolutely obsessed, and then they're competing against players that didn't get any extra ice time or weren't that obsessed. Like I was watching Gretzky in like the 70s, and he was going up against defense that couldn't even do a backwards crossover. It was crazy how bad some of these defensemen were.
Yeah.
Don't take
That's
my take. Don't take my take.
not- no,
Don't
dude.
take my take.
I
That's my
sat here.
take.
I sat here watching.
That's my take.
Okay, fair enough. You can have that same take, but I think a lot of people have that take. I sat here with Hayden watching these, and I replayed the YouTube video back. Hayden,
The goalies
Hayden, look at
couldn't
this
do the
guy.
butterfly.
Oh, I know that.
Yeah.
Like it was insane.
I was watching the videos with Hayden and showing him. This was like years ago, and I'm like, look at how bad this defense. And the one night he got 5 points. I showed Hayden. I was
Yeah.
like, dude, he wasn't even on.
remember, yeah.
He wasn't on the ice for this goal. Watch, I played it back.
He
I'm
just
like,
got a goal for it or a
he
point.
got a point. He
Yeah.
got a secondary assist. He wasn't even on the ice. I played it back. I'm like, look who touched it. I was like, number 37, number 22,
Oh.
and the number 9 scored.
Oh, did we just crack a conspiracy?
You know who?
Gretzky's
it was
points
beer
were-
league refs back then.
You know what was going on?
Yeah, that's insane.
He got phantom
oh, we gotta
points.
talk about this.
Dude, he got phantom points. He was.
Phantom points for Gretzky.
And you know who was in the lead? There was like 3 games left. Marcel Dion was the point leader, and the refs were giving points to Gretzky so he could catch up
Ah,
oh,
to be the point
my
leader that year.
Goodness, yo, this
Guaranteed.
is a conspiracy.
Go watch. I'll find the
Phantom
video.
points for
He
Gretzky.
was getting phantom points.
Yeah, that's. I believe it.
100%.
I believe it.
I believe that happened at least once because we literally watched
showed
the
you the
footage
video
back.
evidence.
Yeah,
All
like
right. Let's get back to youth hockey.
I haven't
developments.
got the answer to the question.
Yes.
So let me answer the question here.
Are things too crazy?
I think, well, to hit on the NHL, are the kids going the NHL? The parents think the kids going the NHL.
Mhm.
At 9 years old, you pretty much know which kids are going to the NHL.
It's
Like,
almost that way.
It is that way. Like I remember, because there was a kid on my team that went to the NHL, and you knew
Yeah.
he was light years better than every kid. Like he was doing the Bedard inside edge,
Yeah.
Crosby edges at
Feel
that
the deal.
age. Like
the Mohawks.
it's the
yeah.
skating. You know,
You know who's special.
he was competitive. He didn't want to lose. he was
Had
getting
the drive to train.
4 goals a game, 5 goals a game versus every like.
Shots better, skating's better.
So
just
if your kid's
thinking
not like,
better.
I mean, you can develop and you can be like
Yeah.
be a role player, but like which guys at age 10 are like
if
naturally gifted.
that's pretty much it. At like 9 or 10, it's like you kind of know who's special, who's not. You've seen them, and you even knew at like 5 and 6 and 7 they were like ahead of their
Yeah,
group.
like-
But then it's like around 9, it's like okay, everyone else has had a chance to get them some ice time and see what they're capable of. And yeah, there's exceptions. Yeah, there's exceptions, but you kind of have an idea who might make it. It's no guarantee still.
Yeah, less than 1%.
Right. But like of those special players, like maybe 10% of those guys. You take all the special players, all the kids at the brick tournament.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, then which guys are dominating the brick tournament? Who's the MVP of the brick tournament? Like those are the guys making like most guys at the brick tournament aren't
They're
making
still
it to the league. And it's not to say that to be like, oh, like you should still believe in yourself and believe that you can do anything, but
And there's a difference between
the
teaching
parents-
your kid discipline
Yep.
and forcing them into something they don't want.
There's a lot of
Like-
lessons in hockey, and the goal does not have to be to make the NHL.
Yeah.
You can play for so many reasons. You can play for so many reasons.
Yeah.
yeah, like
Right.
scholarships, you can go D1 like,
Friendships,
for fun.
respect
it-
for fun.
You could some parents should just make it their
Imagine-
kid's goal.
Imagine playing for fun.
Hey?
Imagine these kids at 9 playing for fun.
Some
Oh my
parents
gosh.
some parents
What's the
should
point?
give just give their kids the vision to be good enough at hockey that you can get a scholarship and you don't have to pay for school.
That's what I'm saying. So
You know?
Imagine kids playing hockey for
a
fun at age
game,
9.
a game.
Imagine.
When they're 8.
Imagine playing for fun. Like
I
that's
would.
hilarious. No, I got my
If-
I got my kid in 7 skates a week.
Yeah,
And I'm forcing him to go every day. And
you should be.
I'm telling him it's not fun. This is work.
No, it's work. At 6 a.m., you have to be up. I know you've got school, but like there's other things important in life. I don't care if you're not feeling well. Like,
I don't care if you don't like the eggs I'm giving you
Ta-
before
Exactly.
practice.
ta-
So you guys agree? Like I mean,
take the Advil
this isn't
and
fun.
drink your protein shake and
Hey,
and the creatine and get on the ice.
hey.
Yeah.
My kid last night says,
Mhm.
"Dad, I thought hockey was supposed to be fun."
It's hard. It's hard to hear it.
He said it's supposed to be fun.
It's hard to hear it.
It's I said, "Pal."
Did you break
Smart-
down in tears?
I said, "Pal." I almost did.
Mm-hmm.
He said hockey was supposed to be fun, and I said, "Pal, this is work."
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
Have you guys had
You
this,
have to
you had-
teach that
you had
out of
the
them
same-
early.
Have you had that same conversation with your kid? Is your kid
Oh.
thinking that hockey's supposed to be fun?
Yeah. He tried enjoying himself. You know, he comes off the bench, and it's the worst when he serves a pizza up center ice, right? And the other team scores, and he comes off with a smile on his face.
I don't let my kid smile.
With a
You-
smile?
you
I
let him
said-
smile still.
wipe that smile off your face. The only
I do
time
the same thing to my kid.
the only time I want to see you smile is when you hoist the Stanley Cup over your head.
Exactly.
Okay.
You wipe the smile off your face, pal. That's what you want.
You are working
Yeah.
until you get to that moment.
Yep.
And only that moment is when you are allowed to smile.
Yep.
I don't care if you win a tournament. A tournament when you're 10 with your friends?
I say don't.
That means nothing.
No,
I tell
say-
them that.
I get to the car. I see all the kids smile and laugh, and I say, "Pal, if I see a smile after a tournament win,
Yeah.
that's not the Stanley Cup.
No.
It's not going to happen.
No.
We're not
You know what?
happening. Remember, we're not. He's lucky if he gets a meal that night.
I tell you, so my kid, he was playing a year up because he is elite. He's like you've seen his stride, right? He's playing a year up,
Oh, he's a phenomenal skater.
and he's in a tournament,
He's not having fun out there, is
right?
he?
No, he got like 3-4 goals per game. He gets the MVP, the medal, right? And you should see his face. He lights up. He's so proud of
you hate to see
himself,
that.
right?
You hate to see that.
And
As a
I
parent.
was waiting by the door. He
in the
gets off.
parking lot. We're waiting in the
No,
parking lot.
right by the door when he steps off the ice, right? And he's so proud. He's got his teammates all around him. He goes to show me the medal. He's got it around his neck, right? Wearing it. And I grabbed that medal. I ripped it off of him.
Nice.
I chucked it in the trash.
Exactly. You didn't deserve that yet.
And he starts crying. He breaks down. And I think this is a really pivotal moment. It's-
Job's not done.
And I said, that's not the Hart Trophy.
Job's not finished.
That's not the Hart.
Exactly.
right?
Job's not done, pal.
No.
Because it's
You
not
gotta
the Stanley
teach it
Cup. It's
young.
not a Hart. It's not an MVP of the league
hmm
in the NHL. Job's not finished, pal. I don't want to see you smile. And it's hard.
I think that's a pivotal
it's
moment in
hard.
his development.
Yeah.
Like he learned. But how else is a kid's going to learn?
Playing hockey for fun.
For fun.
Like for fun. I mean,
It's not fun doing backwards crossovers until your feet bleed.
Oh, I
No?
know. It's not fun putting that work in every single day.
Yeah.
Before school, after school.
Skating red line to blue line until you throw up into a bucket in the middle of the ice is not fun.
I hired a coach to go with him to school.
From Russia.
Yeah, unbelievable. Yeah, they get down
Doesn't
over there.
speak a word of
And
English.
I love it.
Because they still let them hit the kids there in Russia, right? So
Yeah, so I got him in hitting clinics at age 9 now.
well, you
I got him playing against the older kids, 14-year-olds. They're beating up
Good.
on him. They're tough. They're toughing them up.
I give the kids.
I said I don't want. I said I don't want to see you have fun out there. So I tell the older kids,
you do, yeah.
give them some cross checks.
You slide over to
do.
the other bench. You
I
say,
Blue
said,
foot 'em.
make it a night.
Yeah.
Make it a nightmare for my kid tonight.
Yep.
That's what I tell the
you
older
give
kids.
20 bucks. You give it
I don't
20,
want my
20
kid
bucks to a kid.
Having fun.
Hey,
Did you guys just do Minute Madness? I was
Yes.
just a bystander.
yes. 10-minute madness.
10-minute madness.
Yeah, I think that's a good note.
So
to
on,
end
on a
it
serious note, is hockey too crazy? It can be. It's up to you.
Depends
It's
on
up
the
to you.
parent. It
No,
depends on.
I think
you
I
know what?
said it right off the get go. It depends on the kid.
Yeah, it depends on the kids. It depends. Like you can find yourself in a circle, and I actually wanted to do this as like a TikTok sort of like skit, a series where like two dads put their kids in hockey, right? And they have that first meeting of like everything's gonna be fun, it's gonna be good, and then it's like it starts, right? You get like the seed has been planted. Did you hear Jim? Yeah, he's putting his kids in privates. Privates? Well, they already practice twice a week, no? Yeah, it's just crazy, isn't it? Right? And then the next time we meet, you're like, oh, I got Max into
He's in
a
privates
little
now.
extra.
Oh, do you?
Privates?
Oh, do you? Who?
And right? I say, you're doing privates? No, it's like a group thing. It's not.
Yeah,
it's
and your kid's not in the group thing.
it's $30. It's not that much. Oh, okay. I thought it's kind of a waste of money. No, you should try it out. No, he's doing really well. He's okay. And then I put him in, right? And
And
then
he sees Max go and score a goal, and he's like, oh, yeah, just, yeah.
right? And then, you know what? I got Mason on the ice a little early.
Yeah, Dad
And
goes.
then-
Dad's rented out the rink. It goes from like, yeah, no, we bought a rink. We actually bought a rink, so my kids.
Yeah.
No,
And
I'm not gonna take it too serious.
You know, we bought a box seat at the
Oh, your
Leafs
kids
game,
in-
so
your
we
kids
so we
taking
can
part.
learn.
Hey, Jeremy, it's like, 4 or 5 skits in. Oh, Jeremy, can you coming over on the weekend, watch the Leafs game with us? I can't. No, hey, Mason's got hockey. Again? Yeah. Well, what about Sunday then? We're on the ice. What about Tuesday? He's got privates.
What day doesn't he have hockey?
Okay, like
he has hockey every
let's
day.
look at our schedule, and it's just like okay, well let's plan something in the summertime then, eh? In the summer. What about July?
I got.
You know
I'm
what?
looking on my schedule.
July?
We're flying to Detroit
Yeah,
for
exactly.
a summer
He's
Got a
hockey
week
tournament.
there.
Actually,
training with
in Finland.
Gagne.
Yeah.
Yeah, for the week.
No, we're actually. I did book him in Finland for the month.
Yeah, I got him in.
there.
I got him over. I got him over in
That's
Moscow.
got to be expensive.
I got him over in Moscow.
It's kind of like a European tour. It's
Yeah.
Finland, Moscow, Russia, and then there's
I
this
like
guy.
the way Czechia was playing last year. I got hired the world junior coach there.
Well, why didn't you just? There's a camp for checking in Barrie down the road there. Yeah, but this guy he like
Yeah.
specializes.
The other kids are training with
Doesn't
him. I don't-
school start that week? Aren't you? Oh yeah, no, we don't need him in school.
We're actually homeschooling now,
Yeah.
and it's got to be expensive. Well, we
Yeah.
downsized our house. Like we didn't need it. We didn't need. The markets
Yeah.
are high anyways.
Yeah, I repaved the driveway for him. He does his roller hockey too. So, yeah, he's got this roller hockey night. I saw Bedard.
You know, I picked
I
up.
saw Bedard and Johnson doing the. Yeah, you see on here. Yeah, that week they're doing.
I
the
picked up
ro-
a few extra
doing the
shifts at work to cover the guy that drives him to practice.
Yeah.
Because
I
I'm
actually
a
took.
bit too busy working
really-
to afford all this.
I
But
took the year off just for my
Just a sabbatical.
just for my son's
Sabbatical.
development.
yeah.
Well,
I
actually,
took the year off for my son.
the wife and I got pregnant, so she could go on mat leave, and now that really freed up a lot of time.
That's
And-
amazing.
And you know what? If he doesn't like, we did the genetic testing, made sure we're having another boy, because it's the youngest one that always makes it.
Yeah, yeah, it is. Yeah, that's smart.
Unless you're the Hughes brothers.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
hoping to have triplets here.
We actually
Man.
did the. Yeah, we're doing an in vitro, so we can.
3 times the
we
chances.
inserted 3.
No, when Dad discovers how much these the NHL contracts are.
Mm.
Wait, what? How much?
We're talking Luke, Jack, and Quinn.
How much is Hughesy
Hmm?
making? 13 million a year.
Huh,
Hmm.
okay.
Might be my
honey.
Hon,
Get them into
Hon-
football instead.
get him in Grover's skate tonight.
We're going to the fertility clinic.
Yeah, Hon, the more of them, the more chance.
Then you go into the fertility clinic. Hey, where are the hockey players?
Hun, we're going to the fertility clinic, and then I'm heading to Home Hardware to get one of those backyard rinks.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I was looking at.
All right, are you guys done? We're gonna call it.
Yeah,
an
let's go. Let's
episode.
wrap it. Let's
Yeah.
wrap it.
All right. Happy New everyone.
Happy New
Thank
everyone.
you.
New?
New Year, everyone.
Happy New Year.
We're being efficient. You
Yeah.
know what it is.
Happy New everyone.
Hey, New Year, new you.
Thanks
New
for
you.
tuning in. We'll see you guys next week. Peace.
Have a great January.
Gonna change the world with my hockey stick. Gonna make a real difference. Feed the poor and heal the sick.